are. Let me click to start the game. Disco Elysium was up there. Shame. Oh my god. Let's get the chats correctly. I'm gonna go without lights for a while. Then later, when it gets like real pitch black, I turn on the lights. Intel Core, Intel Arc, graphics, what? Epilepsy warning. Continue. Let me see how much I lost. Cheers, matey. What is matey?
The bar was named Icarus and met its end fittingly. I didn't have time to savor the irony. An impossible chance to get Kovalev has just fallen out from the sky into my very lap, or at least my very neighborhood.
Impossible? Is that a word? It's what pirates do. What the fuck is this whole pirate act? What is this? That's what was written there. Impossible. It's with I, not A. So the game has... That's the second typo that I detect. But okay, I detect typos.
I don't think we'll get any more out of the Swiss Cheese Lounge.
Let's move on.
So okay, it memorized part of what I had already.
Ugh, what a horrible way to die.
He's gonna have such a phobia. Just the sight of a match will make him piss himself.
And he'll never light a cigar again.
What happened before the war exploded?
Turn must have drowned in his own blood.
He didn't stand a chance.
I'll check the tracks.
Looks like he was walking from the side of the politician's box when it blew up.
I bet he conspired with them. Who's that? He must have been hit by some shrapnel from the blast.
This body looks familiar.
Yeah. Reminds me of someone.
There's a phenomenon. Looks like you've been had quite the rough season. What the fuck? There's a phenomenon that is happening right now. I remember when I didn't like subtitles in films because I couldn't speak English. So I had to spend a lot of the time looking at the subtitles instead of enjoying the film. Because you can't look at the scenes, you have to look at the subtitles. And although you get used to it and you forget, when I was a kid, this really pissed me off. I didn't like that. Here, something similar is happening. I cannot pay attention to the scenes and to the events because there's mini games happening at the same time. And that is a weird thing. That's it. That's it. There's not much to say about this.
He crawled all the way here and died in the bar explosion?
I won't get anything else out of it for now.
Gotcha.
runs like clockwork. You recognize him?
John Park? The third one in the photo with Green. The main shareholder of Demer?
Fucking Demer. Ribs completely crushed. Multiple minor injuries. He's covered in some kind of flammable shit.
What does it look like to you?
Something exploded right next to him. Concussive force broke all his bones. Intense heat set him on fire.
Shit. The poor bastard really suffered.
Yeah, well, suffering's nothing new. Especially for people who eat Demer food.
Can you find the source of the explosion?
As long as this shit glows under UV light, yeah, I think so.
He really does like the Denver franchise.
Looks like the center of the blast was in this lounge.
Whammer food? Oh, yeah. Weirdos. Tech seems to work with
Time to check on Park's friends.
What was... Huh? What'd you say?
Nothing. Just that we better get a move on.
Martin Roy, the owner of the New York Liberation Stadium?
Shit. He seemed like a decent guy.
You knew him?
Nah, not really. He shook my hand a few times in the old life, that's all. Scarf. I saw this pattern somewhere. You know, from the photo? From a speed camera?
It's a scarf. But, yes, indeed. Jane Salma had a similar one.
Similar? Identical?
Uh-huh. But, it's just a scarf. Besides, there's no sign of Salma's presence.
No, not yet.
You like him mic is a bit low compared to the game, maybe. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look. How is the sound of the mic? Feels like it's low. It's probably the same bullshit again. Let's take a look. It's fucking it's that bullshit again. It must be. $17. It always is. And then I have to put to 50 again, right? Thank you, Santa. I have to verify here, man. I don't know why this keeps happening. I don't know why this keeps happening. I have a lot of checklists, and I have to add this to my checklist. That's it. I guess it's part of the work now. Because something is disrupting my microphone. I do not use my microphone for anything else. I use the microphone for Arc Raiders, and I use my microphone for, I guess, Discord passively loads your microphone, but I don't use it in Discord. I haven't used it for many weeks, many months, I would say. I don't know, man, but it's fine now, right? It must be fine now. Thank you, Santa, so much.
Weird. I can't read the Icarite.
Destroyed?
Doesn't look that way. I just can't access it.
It's something in here. I just don't. It's good now. What the fuck?
I see a code on the hand. Will you check it?
Expensive bodies don't usually have those.
Could have been a recent purchase, maybe? Just hadn't gotten around to removing the serial number yet?
Huh, weird. It's unregistered, but the body was bought by Phalanx for... Holy shit! For $4 million bucks?
Way too pricey for a bodyguard. Sarah, meet Mr. Miller.
You think that's the owner of the company?
Not only that, arms dealer, smuggler. Don't bother looking in the system. You won't find anything. This asshole works for the government.
Oh, 4 p.m. in roughly 2 hours. There's a Path of Exile 2 announcement, which I will watch, and then we go back to the game. Okay? I hope that you like Path of Exile 2. You played it. Yeah, I remember now that you played it.
Got some
And you
documents.
died for your own pride and
People like this
arrogance.
always keep secret papers just lying around for anyone to see.
Looks like the law on lowering the age of free subscription is just the beginning.
What? They want to make it even lower?
And add tons of taxes. I'd say it's a long-term plan.
Have they gone fucking insane? They can't do that.
Roy was planning to...
Roy was planning the games. Did you read about that? He wanted to distract the crowd. Miller was probably supposed to protect the rich.
Someone sure fucked those plans up. Oh, just breaks my heart.
I wouldn't say fucked up. Delayed, maybe. But you know sooner or later they'll resurface in new bodies. At least it ought to take them a while.
Right. Well, in any case, the longer the plan takes to get started, the better it'll be for the rest of us.
I died for honor.
Fuckers. Whoever blew them up may have had a point.
You got that right.
Weapon before the bar explosion.
It's blood. Turn on the UV lamp. Kovalev's prints are everywhere.
Well, it is his bar.
Looks like he spilled a few Bloody Marys, so to speak. Let's follow the trail. The traces lead here. Some unidentified substance.
Same one that set Park on fire.
Kovalev started walking from this spot. Bleeding like a faucet. More than that dirt you've seen.
I'm going to admit now that it's early in the second day. I don't like the gameplay, but the story is catching me together with the environment.
Someone shot him?
Lunatic, shoot a bartender. We're an endangered species. I'll figure out where the shots came from.
Got the latest generation? One that picks up the trajectory of bullets?
Relax. I'm old-fashioned, but I make exceptions for toys that make my jump.
Okay, intercom. The delivery arrived, I think. One of them. Okay, my mother is going to catch.
The attacker shot from the stage.
Any thoughts on who did the shooting?
Got a dead guy here who'd make a decent suspect. He's great at playing a dead guy. Really in character. The caliber matches the gun fired.
Is it him?
He shot Kovalev before he got hit himself.
This drunk tastes like moonshine? How? Have you tasted moonshine? What the fuck? Are you not afraid to die? Dude, I would never put my mouth in moonshine.
You check the DNA.
Body's assigned to a user named Edmund Christo Basmond.
Who the fuck is Edmund Christo Basmond?
He works for Phalanx.
Miller's livestock. He fired 4 shots before he fell to the ground.
But only one hit Kovalev. Why was a security guard shooting at Kovalev?
Good question. Something provoked him. He must have been startled to have such shitty aim. Straight in the Icarite. Whoever tapped him was a fucking excellent shot.
So now the question is, who?
Exactly. So long, Edmund Christo Basmond.
How can we connect it all?
Ballistics points to Kovalev opening fire on the guests. I'll check around the bar again. Shells, 45 caliber.
No shit.
That's what I figured. Kovalev used a Tommy gun. Nothing like the classics.
Why did he shoot his own people?
Didn't like the political direction these guys were taking.
Pretty radical expression of opinions.
I have like once. Really? Don't do this, man. And then you talk to me about working out without warm up when you are out there taking moonshine.
It started with Kovalev. First, he served a cocktail he whipped up himself. He treated the next guest with a hail of bullets. He finally earned a bullet himself from Oscar Winnow Edmundo. Kovalev gave as good as he got. In the end, he finished off the crooked UC.
It's all just so unnecessary.
Necessary or not, in the end, the neon got him. Got hit hard. We're lucky. You know what they say. Follow the trail of blood.
Nobody says that.
Nobody says. Finland has its own history of moonshine pontika. During Prohibition it was common and the tradition has kind of persisted. There's a few areas infamous for pontika. Well, one of them is Finnish Cabin Simulator, right? There's fucking moonshine making there. Oh god.
I was right.
Time to break out the UV lamp.
We've got a lead. The trail leads to this guy. We've got Kovalev's prints on the handle of the knife. It wasn't just his drinks that had a kick.
Who's the knifer?
His Icarite's cut. I'll check the blood.
Another one of Miller's bodyguards.
Seriously, where does he get these guys?
Nice display of bravado.
I bet he was in the army. You don't get reflexes like that just from a body. It takes training, years of it. I'd also say he had to use the knife, because I think by then he'd lost his gun.
Oh, right, of course. And when a new batch is ready, you of course throw Pontica Sona. Oh my god.
Impact knocked Kovalev off balance. He dropped something.
Wow. I was not yawning. And the lights are not on. It has totally to do with my energy being drained by this camera. I know this now.
Something new?
You think he blew himself up?
Nah, I doubt it. How much did he have? We're following the trail of blood. Again. You know, like they say you're supposed to.
I can't.
The fucking dad jokes.
He really didn't like this job.
What?
Why didn't he blow himself up sooner?
Good question. Here, you got hit again. Kovalev got shot a few times, but he kept going.
The reconstruction's complete. Get the safe.
This determination. Why did he want to blow himself up here?
You already have all the data. Open the fucking safe before it all collapses.
Roger that. The safe should work again.
Is it a real scotch?
Are you crazy? Go!
Bora.
The universe has presented us with a gift. We've gotta respect the universe. It's a card. There's something on it, but without any data.
You're out of time. Take what you have to take and run.
Wait, there's something else there.
There's no time.
See this? Green wrote to Kovalev.
I see. Now do you want to be scraped off the pavement?
Right.
I can think of better ways to spend the evening.
Could Green and Kovalev been working together? And why did the fucking bartender want to blow himself up in this particular place? What was he hoping to accomplish?
What the fuck? Sarah, are you there?
Who would have thought that the fly that was buzzing over Green's corpse would get stuck on Icarus? Can't find a window to fly out of.
I had a feeling someone else was behind this. Thanks for confirming.
I wouldn't pat myself on the back just yet. Instead of this, buzz yourself around the Ripus corpse. The one you missed.
What if I don't feel like it?
Finding the body you missed. Isn't that your job?
Time could be the net the bastard was trying to trap me in. I had to act fast.
Movement authorized. Aware citizen, aware society. Well, that's fun. This guy is my spirit animal. What? Your spirit animal. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, sorry.
Looks like a bigwig.
Did you find him? What kind of shape is he in?
Dead.
Just a temporary state for bigwigs like him. Unfortunately.
Why did Kovalev wanted to kill him
Died
so
from the
badly?
explosion. Why was Kovalev so determined to kill this guy?
He almost got away, didn't he? Do you recognize him?
Wait a minute. George Boyle. Is
CTC director.
From the rotten family that invented the Icarite.
His signature was on the documents from the lounge.
He and the others found a way to strip the poor of their bodies to pad the pockets of rich assholes.
He's just another dead asshole to me. What do you want?
You have a unique chance to get justice. Desynchronize him. Buy some time for the poor people.
You think it's justice to desecrate an Icarite and a corpse?
Yes. If you shoot him through a Icarite, he'll suffer. And more importantly, no more body taxes. It will take months, maybe years, before he gets back on his feet. You gave time to people who really need it.
Don't shoot.
This isn't right.
And what is right? Thousands of souls that will go to the memory bank. You can buy them time. Just pull the trigger.
Memory bank? Don't shoot.
Really? No guts? Who are cops here to defend? People like Boyle or innocent folks? This is a chance for some justice.
Don't shoot. I'm not shooting, dude.
Are you on their side? What? They brainwashed you? Come on. Pull the trigger. Come on!
Fuck you. I'm nobody's puppet.
Yes, you are. They own you. You proved it.
Ah, James, can you hear me? It's about to go down. You've got to get out. James, you have to get out of there. Look at the damn car. Icarus is about to go down.
Almost.
This is a weird scene. Yeah. Discover the truth.
I bet my not-so-great body on a great hand, and damn was I right. Instead of dead, I was ahead for once, and ready to break the case of the century.
Why was it so hard to not randomly shoot corpses? I don't know. I don't like to. Can I take agency here?
Hey, Chief. Did you hear they served scotch with lead at Icarus?
I didn't hear anything, especially not from you, because you weren't fucking there.
I got some evidence. Ties to Green. Rock solid.
Fuck. First you sent me that bullshit report, and now you got evidence. You listen to me right now. You weren't there. Understand? And we're not talking now either. In fact, I haven't spoken to you since the accident. Got it?
Chief.
Nope. That's it. I'm pulling you off this case. Steiner out.
Crusty old bastard. Why do you have to throw me off the case?
Am I looking down or up? I'm looking up. My mouse doesn't change. He got cold feet. Somebody bribed him. It's my fault. Somebody bribed him.
There's an old saying. If you can't tell what's going on, it's about money. Steiner's a decent enough guy, but everyone in the city has a price. No doubt about it, this case smells worse than a 2-week-old corpse in a storm drain. So many victims. Who's really behind it all? I don't know his name, but I can already tell what kind of man he is. Nothing but a delusional little fuck. Wants to be judge, jury, and executioner all by his lonesome. Buries the needle on crazy. I try to stop thinking about it. Try to back away, shut it down, for one simple reason. Much as I like the idea of throwing myself into the city's abyss, if I do that, I'll drag other people down with me. And Sarah doesn't deserve that. This city has a disease, something festering, somewhere deep down, underneath the routine of concrete and steel. Below the predatory grin of the neon lights, an infection has set in. It's like everybody started having the same nightmares, night after night. I know the dream. The one that makes me wake up drenched in sweat, heart about to crack open, scream locked in my throat. When something's chasing me and there's nowhere to hide, and no matter how fast I go, it's always faster. And I can hear it right behind me. Oh, fuck.
Amsterdam Avenue, Manhattan.
This has been one supremely shitty day. Lucky for me, I got just the thing to help get through it.
That is very scary. He's just like on top of his car. Holy shit. Examine. Examine.
Oh, fucking disgusting. At night, they ventilate the ground floor plants. They say it's necessary. Necessary to dump even more pollution into the air. Fuckers. One of the most expensive restaurants in the city. And the tiniest fucking servings I've ever seen in my life. Pitiful.
Yeah, the landscape wings for me. Holy shit. This is refreshing. See, look at this effect. That scene was stressing for me. I did not like the scene because as much as I like the story and the detective gameplay, story, I don't like the gameplay. But here it's like I'm renewing my batteries just looking at this landscape. That's what this game excels at. Look at this shit.
The opera.
Take away the singing and the shitter break in the middle, and all you got left is your average daytime soap.
He's very bitter. Very bitter.
Old Zed. Man's a classic. True professional. He'll fix any machine you bring him. As long as you're not picky about where the parts come from.
Discount mechanic. Again, this reminds me of BioShock because of the Art Nouveau and because of the very different setting.
Another starless night. No surprise there. This much air pollution. Every night's starless.
There's more things to click here, I just have to find them. That's cool and all, but have you checked this? Oh my god, let's see some bullshit. No. Oh, now I understand why the fucking pirates fucking. Oh my god. Wow. What the fuck are these lines? What is the red line? What is the teal line? And what is the green line? And who the fuck is saying woo? What the hell? Uncut sapphire, GE 302, gold pieces, something. Oh my god, that's so. Oh shit. And you have the bottom of these buildings. Looks like many things float. The buildings included. This building looks to be floating. Demmer. Your daily dose of health. He hates Demmer. Oh my god. Yeah, if the gameplay is not very cool, I at least can recharge my enemies. My enemies! Recharge my enemies. Recharge my energies in these scenes. I think I could stay here for hours. Wow. The lines are from plugins. White text is some crap I dropped. Yellow text is the ghost of Cabin Boy Jenkins, who I kinda got killed like 5 years ago, but now here's my crewmate. What? Oh my god. I think I'll just like spend 10 minutes here. This is very, very relaxing. Do you feel this just from escape logic? What? Do you like this kind of thing, Santa? This pleases me so much. It's a cool view, and then I don't care. What am I looking at? How are you doing, Chop? This game is Nobody Wants to Die. It's in 2300. That's the year. And this is New York, Amsterdam Street, Amsterdam Avenue. That's an opera down there. To the right here, we have the most expensive restaurant in the city. He's on his floating car, just smoking. The immortality is a thing because people have something called like Ecorite, that is some sort of ligament that covers the brain and can be recovered and put in a new body so you never die, and the thing is indestructible. Hi Chop, have you given up on Twitch? Have you tried Where the Winds Meet? No, I bet it's very expensive. This game here was 75% off, and Santa gave me the info, so I bought it. I had never heard of the game before, but Santa told me about it. I watched the trailer. I'm like, oh, I probably will enjoy it. Free. Oh, it's free? Well, then I'll probably go and play it, but I have no idea what's it about. I heard about it. I saw Asmongold playing it, but I have no idea what it is. I think it's like Asian, right? Either Korean or Japanese game, but I don't know what's it about. What is it about? Is it a Souls-like? Is it an RPG? What is it about? I really don't know, man. This is so cool. I was about to comment on the emote choice of Santa, because he never cares about anything, and he doesn't care about the cool view. The start reminds me of Wukong. I haven't played Wukong, so it's a Souls-like, right? Great graphics, combat. That's racist? What's racist? That you don't care about the cool view? And the art. Is it Nouveau? Deco. Art Deco. I think it's the Art Deco that reminds of BioShock. It reminds me of BioShock, the Art Deco, and also the... like how exotic the city is. BioShock, the first game, which is the greatest of the three, in my opinion. The first game, it's an underwater city. Amazing. And now this one here is this very vertical, very futuristic city, and both have Art Deco. I was thinking about reinstalling BioShock to replay it, but BioShock 2 I'm never going to replay again. It's not even hard, it's just a very frictious gameplay that I really didn't like. And you have the little girls and have like, wow, I really didn't like BioShock 2. It's nice because you see the continuation of the story of the one, but BioShock 1 is the one that gives you the awe, like, oh, it's so good. And BioShock 3, the Infinite, could have been so much better, but that's very good. That's excellent. The New Columbia, I think it's New Columbia, the name of the city, the floating city above the clouds. Like the concept of the exotic city is very cool. Okay, catch you later, and I'll check out the video interested in seeing what this game is all about. This video interested in seeing, yeah. And in 1 hour and 30 minutes, there's an announcement of ParaXile 2, Chop. They drew it in 4 days, I think. Take care of the chickens. Yeah, no, you assume the ethnicity of the game. I assumed the ethnicity of the game? What? How did I assume the ethnicity of the game? What the hell? I don't want to play the game anymore. I just want to look at this screen. I feel like that's my reward. That's my reward. Not only because I love the landscapes, number one, but also I don't like the gameplay. The gameplay is annoying. Very annoying. And like the reward of the gameplay is during the gameplay. Like you keep unveiling the mysteries, right? But the landscape is so good. And there's no gameplay, so it's a plus, right? The game kind of feels like a tech demo. It's pretty cool. It's these views that are the real thing, and the rest is just slapped together. This is really cool. Oh. And I'm thirsty as fuck. I'm grabbing more water. Hold on. Okay, I have to solve a small situation of the delivery and also clean the letterbox here. I'll leave this screen here. I'll be back in, I don't know, like 5 minutes. I don't know. Is this views that somehow they've made 3-car models look flawless in the environment? It's not 3-car models. No, you're bullshitting. There is like a taxi. You have some with a hole behind. A holer? I don't know. You have some that are. Is it 3-car models? No. Is it? Are you serious? Have you noticed? Is it 3? No, it must be more. Okay, give me a second. I'll be back. don't know. Are you there? Well, okay, maybe 4. Barely 3.5. The cables above look like Rio de Janeiro. What? Looks like my hometown here. That's a lot of cables. That's a lot of cables. My rum actually works perfect, Coca-Cola. It's called Cuba Libre. It's cheap run, so it's not too good on its own, but blended, it's actually real good, dangerously so. We have Rum Montilla here. I think I drank a lot of Rum Montilla together with Coca-Cola when I would go off with my friends, because one of my friends loved Cuba Libre. Cuba Libre is this drink of rum and Coke, okay? If you're there. I don't know if you're there. I took a while to come back, I'm sorry, but it's kind of solved. And I cleaned things here, picked up my water. I think I'm ready to go back to the game, and I'll pick up my shirt here. It's a little cold because it's been raining since the dawn of the day, like, I don't know, 8 hours ago. Cuba Libre is not rum and cola. What is it then? What is it then? It's rum, cola, and lemon juice. Is lime juice? Romico. Romicola. Fucking Finnish people. Okay, then what is Cuba Libre? What the fuck? I was going to get the shirt, but then the shirt was here all along. Yeah, it has light, right? So it is good. It's kind of good because in my years drinking alcohol, when I would go out and drink alcoholic beverages, I've never. It took me a while to discover that I never enjoyed the alcohol. I drank for social reasons, 1, peer pressure, 2, and taste. I am a food enthusiast. I like tastes and smells and textures. I don't really like... I mean, to be tipsy and high on alcohol, it was kind of fine. I can't deny it. Like, you feel good, you feel confident, and it changes music for me. It makes music so much better. But I didn't crave it. I didn't miss it. I would drink mostly for taste, texture. That's it. And I guess Cuba Libre was very pleasant. Very pleasant. Ugh. Okay, let's go. That is some realistic gameplay because the guy would spend some 40 minutes in this scene, right? You look like a you look like a homeless person pretending to be a normal human being from a video from some Zoomer YouTuber that picks up people from a street and gives them a bath. What the fuck? Come on.
Fucking rich. Even the dead can take someone off a case.
I feel his breath on my neck. We don't have a moment to lose. We must bite. Complete the plan. Rain. Acid rain. Edward Green dead. We've received information from unofficial sources about the possible final death of Edward Green. Not a single case of unsuccessful correct transplantation has happened in over 100 years. So what could be the cause of this tragedy? And then the cat comes here to be pet. That is Estrela, or star. Controversial law with no veto. The president, despite previously made promises, did not veto the bill set to reduce the free body subscription cutoff to the age of 20. It was the most difficult decision of my political career, but as president, it was my responsibility to shoulder this burden. To you citizens, I promise one thing. Complete speech on page 3. Wednesday, 22nd of October. 20. Man, this game is full of typos. They should hire me for the language. For the language, for the translation, for the version, and for checkup grammar. It's number 22. Instead of being ND, it's TH. 22nd. What the fuck? Look at it. It's wrong. 55/59. Meteorologist, or is it meteorologist? I don't know. I'm. You know what? I'm checking. I'm checking this out. Meteorologist. Yeah, in the same page there's another typo. Meteorologist. What is meteorologist? Predict an increase in the level of air pollution. Intensify the contamination procedures. Chance of thunderstorms and heavy rainfall. Air temperature from a low of 55 to a high of 59. '12 day. Oh my god, silly. Alright. The gun?
All this risk for a fucking piece of plastic. Can't even tell what it's for.
Dude, and I arrived back here to yawn. Oh my god.
Moonshine or scotch? That is the question. Scottish heritage in my hands. Not much in the world makes sense to me anymore. But this, I understand. Sweeter than perfume.
Drink the scotch you took from
Disaster
Icarus.
is shaking the city. Now new facts have come to light, which we'll bring you live in just a moment, in an exclusive special report.
I wonder how Sarah is dealing with it.
I see no problem here. Cheers. Straight from a bottle. He didn't understand it after all.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Check engine again? Just had it in the shop last week. Fuck it. I'll take it out of Zed's hide later.
Hello?
Hi, Sarah. You listening to the radio?
It's the middle of the night. Are you drinking again?
Relax. I'm on autopilot.
You or the car?
Did you hear? Icarus is already in the news.
No shit, Sherlock. They've been trumpeting it all over the media for an hour. Wait till they find out politicians have tried to lower the age of free body subscriptions again. People are gonna lose it.
Maybe they'll finally get around to doing something about it.
Hopefully. I mean, I know we can't get involved, but someone needs to tell them enough is enough. Do you know that I barely saved up for my first subscription? All the money was spent on living. If I had to pay a year earlier, I probably wouldn't be here.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Thousands of people in the same boat every year. Not everyone makes it, and these fucks want to take away what little chance they have. How can they?
Politicians aren't people. They're assholes.
That's right. People's lives depend on these decisions. They're what decides if you end up in the freezer or not.
Cool off. You're young.
Oh, fuck off with that bullshit. I really can't understand it. I mean, they knew about the consequences. How can they just make decisions like that between drinks? Like human lives mean nothing? Are there any moral boundaries left?
Maybe we cross every boundary if we live long enough. Everybody makes a bad choice sooner or later. Kind of leads to another, and then another. Nobody stays on the straight and narrow forever.
It's bullshit. You don't believe that. Otherwise, the world is meaningless.
Well, eternal life sounds beautiful, too. Until you realize you'll be busting ass for minimum wage until the end times, right?
You seriously think people are fundamentally evil?
All I know is there are too many temptations in our way. And if we live long enough, we trip on one.
This isn't just nihilism. It's doom gibberish. But hey, you're entitled to your opinion, whatever it might be. James, can I ask you something personal?
Sure. Go ahead.
Do you believe in life after death? The real one?
And I thought I was the drunk one here.
Well, apparently in the past, people used to ask stuff like that all the time.
Because the average lifespan was less than 100 years.
And now? Can we believe in anything beyond this?
Okay. Wait a sec. Sure I do. Rachel believed it too.
Fuck. I'm sorry. I forgot. I overstepped.
Relax. Nothing happened.
What if you could choose? The bank or death?
Oh, shit.
The bank?
Bank. Now, there's always a chance the NYPD will unfreeze me. Then they'll put me in debt and make me pay it back. Damn it. Bloody hell.
James? James, what's going on?
More Scotch will solve, right?
Charms of an E-class shell. Got it from a junkie.
Still having synchro issues?
Yo, yes.
A whole list of shitty side effects. Those damn shivers. You know what's funny? I get the worst worst shakes in the toilet.
Well, that might be where the last guy liked to shoot up. Part of that may be conditioning. Memory imprinted on the shell. When the body gets certain signals, it's trained to react, expecting the drugs.
Okay, got it. You were the one who took notes at school.
Do you take care of regular synchro tests? Are you taking ambrosia?
It doesn't matter. It's just someone making money from it.
James, you're talking bullshit. It's your duty to do that.
Thanks for caring. This is my fourth body. I can handle it. You think people can swap bodies indefinitely?
Well, the longest living guy turns 305 this year, and he's doing great. The city's co-funding his birthday. You can go ask him. Seriously, it's all about the money. The more we have, the longer we live.
I think consciousness has an expiration date. Sooner or later, our psyche gives out.
I don't know. If someone had offered me 269 more years, that would be plenty for me. Well, as for your issues, how did the last Icarite transfer go?
Why do you ask?
Well, did it go smoothly, or did you feel something along the way?
Apparently, we're unaware during the transfer, but... Damn, I remember the burning and itching all over my body. I thought I was going crazy. Seth, my partner, said something was weighing him down. He also knew a guy who felt like he was falling off of a cliff every time he changed bodies. That's probably nothing unusual. Don't worry about that.
Attention! Vehicle in a drift prohibited zone. Hands up! What are you holding?
This? Scottish Vitamins, officer.
I advise you to cooperate. What's your name?
Look, I'm just an ordinary citizen who doesn't want any trouble.
And what are you doing here at this hour?
I'm resting after I fucked up half the city with a train.
2 weeks ago? Maybe you heard about it.
I have his data.
James Kara, badge number 984. He's Department of Mortality, but not active in the system.
Holy shit. It really is that psycho from the train.
One last time. What were you doing here in the middle of the night?
Just picking up some extra cash on sick leave. Ventilator cleaning. Smells fucking horrible. Pays decent.
Shit. James, there's a bolo from the car from Icarus.
Hey, check that out.
How'd your vehicle get those marks?
It hurts. Everything hurts. I'm dying. It's desynchro. Where are my pills? Somebody get me my pills.
What's his fucking problem?
Who are you? Where am I? My head's full of burning clouds. The blue bananas. The snails.
This doesn't seem like the guy who fled Icarus. This seems like some mental ward reject.
Pathetic. Leave him.
Poor fucker makes me want to get back into therapy.
And he goes and would you change bodies like that? I don't know. No idea.
James, are they gone?
Yep.
Are you okay? Thanks for faking it. You saved my ass too.
Don't mention it.
Okay, James. I'm no expert, but the universe seems to be telling you to go home.
You believe in science?
I believe it's 2 a.m. and I'm getting sick of you.
Wait. We still have to talk about the investigation. There are a few things that bother me.
Well, keep it short.
Kovalev is central to both cases. We need to figure out his motive.
If you look at the pieces of the puzzle carefully, there's something about everyone that doesn't fit, right?
Exactly.
I think I know what it is. It's paranoia. You know the saying the sleep of reason produces monsters? Put down the vodka and rest. It'll pass.
Beg your pardon. It's not vodka. It's the Scottish heritage.
Put the damn booze down. Even more so if it's evidence from Icarus.
Evidence. Clue at most. Besides, it's all because of that damn body.
Ugh, nonsense. Mental problems, along with identity, character, and memory, are written in Icarite. If you don't solve them, you'll transfer this whole mess to the next shelf.
You're right. Let's change the subject.
Oh, please, James, just leave me alone.
Shit. Just wanted to talk a little, that's all.
Get to know each other better. Altered states. Would you change bodies like that? Oh. Dude, I don't know how many times I yawn. Jesus. Smells like tears.
Rachel! Rachel!
Waking Sarah up for a drunken call was as healthy as my usual cigarette dinner. But I needed this conversation. And something told me she needed it too. Anyway, it was a nice contrast with all these conversations that leave me hungover even when I don't drink.
I shouldn't be driving like this. Seems like the whole city's turning to dust, and I still feel the festive atmosphere. We gather around the fire, sing songs, argue about politics. Thanks to this charade, you've lied to yourself for another year that your life matters. Shit. I have to go home.
Is this a party?
James, Kara, I recommend immediate decontamination. The level of contamination of the shell is alarmingly above all norms.
I know.
The synchronization test will take place soon. Please do not leave the apartment for the next 24 hours.
Fuck. Where are the fucking drugs?
After the booze cruise.
Don't you already know who the murderer is?
How did I...
Hey, doesn't the hero die at the end?
Yes. Glad he's trying.
And when will you cuff me?
You want me to cuff you?
Don't you want to?
If I don't get up from this couch and grab my drugs, I'll die. Drugs should be in the kitchen. Or the restroom. Maybe upstairs. Damn, empty. I think I had an...
I won't get rid of this hologram unless you take me.
Oh shit. Dos. What? She's fully advanced. Bathroom occupied, please wait 29. Why do you not want to cuff like people? They were clearly committing a tough crime.
You look terrible lately. Try to smile a little, just a little bit.
There's nothing in this one either. Well, that leaves the bedroom.
Shocking! Outrageous! No wonder people are pissed. I'm pissed! The law makes us slaves of the system without giving us the slightest chance. Police tell us to stay at home. Good luck with that. The city is on fire!
Attention! The sync test is ready. Immediately approach the Hestia module. Logged. James, Kara, welcome back. I'm starting the synchro test.
Please take a deep breath and imagine a safe space. Feel the ground under your feet.
I'm going to sleep here.
Excellent. Very literally, but perfect. Please select a seat. Our own death is a difficult experience that we naturally repress from consciousness. In order to enable smooth functioning in the new body, we need to remember the last moments of our lives and
together face the trauma of the last death. Yes, I know. I'm sorry.
before we get to the point, please recall the first death.
It was just an injury. I just changed my body. And my old shell went to the Hall of Fame. It looks pretty good there.
Please start calibration process.
Is this another confusing mini game? Hate mode. Oh, it shows where I should be. What? Why? This makes no sense. It's the one ring. What?
Calibration successful. Thank you. Let's go to the memories. It's time to confront them. Proceed to the next stage. The key to synchronization is the ability to put the past into perspective. Please try to do this.
Dude, where? What?
You are at the peak of your abilities and career. Have you thought about buying a Synchro Plus program?
Thanks. I can't afford it.
No worries. Common tests work just as well. Please, continue. A new body? A new chapter in life?
I had no choice. I didn't synchronize with the new shell like I did with my original.
Positive rate threshold is 80%.
Maybe for you. In sports, a fraction of every percent counts.
Excellent. You found a new purpose in life.
You're Frodo and there's Dwemer. What is the fucked up reality we live in? That sounded like Alduin the Skyrim's opening
Finding yourself
sequence.
in a new reality is a huge challenge.
Turns out I have a knack for this job.
Do you miss your job?
You don't even realize.
Let's move on to the last death event. It seems that the complexity of the trauma will not allow us to continue.
I can handle it.
Synchronization is a process, not an act. Try to isolate minor events using all your senses, or stop and extend the recovery period.
No. I'll remember. I'll get it from my memory. Some shine, grease, burn, and...
Excellent.
Seriously?
It makes no sense where I have to stand.
I had a chance to hit it, but my gun jammed, even though I cleaned it the day before.
Who did you want to hit?
All I remember is we were on a mission. Me and Seth.
See, I like it. It doesn't make any sense. Where should I have to stand now? There? Like at least in Senua, you have the angle and the perspective, and that changes. But here is
Powerful explosion. I think it derailed the train. My ears were ringing and... Fuck. I don't remember.
What about Seth and the one you were chasing? Can you focus on them?
I'll try.
it's the sound. Maybe I don't know. You're speed running. No, I'm not speed running. Let's go. Like caps lock is the hint mode. Where do I stand now, Santa? Seriously, tell me. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe walk around. It's that's like I was doing that. So I'm going to be on top of that train over there. Ah.
Bodies. I had to get him. Dispense justice.
So the more I move, the more it takes shape or not.
Eluding me.
Oh, I think these little sperm things tell you where you have to be.
I knew he got hit hard. But this...
James, do you blame yourself for what happened to him?
We got a lousy job. He knew the risks. But I was his partner. He relied on me.
Sorry.
Unstable simulation.
We'd better stop for today, all right?
Now? When do I get a chance to pass the damn test? I won't let this go. I can't. I'll finish it, and I'll be back where I belong.
Attention. Dynamic element detected.
It's the sound. The thing's kind of poetic. You're reborn
James,
and
it's
come shows you the.
dangerous. It could be projection, not recollection.
What projections? This is my fucking window.
Que isso? Que isso? My cats need so much attention, man. It's crazy. And then she's
We
so
recommend
happy
staying
when I
home.
give
Your
attention.
mental state is very strained and you need time to recuperate.
How long until I'm back to work?
From 9 to 12 months. Estimates may change.
Fuck! Sarah, I fucked up. I don't know how to say this, but I think I'm admitting guilt.
What happened? Is everything all right? What have you done?
I can't do anything. I have no chance to go back.
James,
No. I'll finish the case. I won't leave it like this, but I won't drag you down with me. I'm sorry for earlier. I'll cover all traces. I can't drag everyone down all the time. You didn't deserve it.
whew. Wow, that's very kind of you.
Excuse me?
You're such a drama queen sometimes. What did you think, I'd leave it like that? I'll leave you with it? I have a few leads to discuss.
Really?
You think you're the only person in this town who wants to know what's going on?
Let's get busy then.
Here's the Leeds mini case, right? Kind of fun idea to touch the idea of trauma from all the deaths you endured. Yeah, like I said, the idea, the elements of the game, like the landscape, the story, the plot, the mystery, very compelling. I really am enjoying the game, but the gameplay is I don't like it. But okay, let's go. Do I have another one of these? I have another one of these. Oh shit. See, I don't like it.
Where do we start?
Since the Zeppelin crashing into the building right after Green's death is more than just a lucky break.
Lucky?
For us. Definitely not for them. You know exactly what I mean. Let's start with the connection between the Green case and the Icarus shooting.
Hold on.
Você tá feliz aqui, meu amor?
Ela veio gritando com essa bolinha na boca. Olha onde tá a bolinha. Ah, porque se ela não dá companhia pra ela, tem que ter companhia de algum jeito, né? She came shouting, yelling with the little ball on the mouth. This ball here. It's a crochet ball. One of the many that my mother makes for the cats. And she comes with it in the mouth like an offering. This is actually the mini game that I find interesting. Collecting the evidence seems annoying. Yes, I agree. Yes. This is cooler. This is better. Fuck, it was cold because it was raining, and then it stops raining, and then the sun comes, and then it's cold. It's hot. What the fuck? I have no peace in this city. Fucking hell. Okay.
So the watch with a photo wasn't evidence of a friendly quarrel between Kovalev and Green?
They were obviously very close.
You've identified him. Great.
Yeah, it's a developer named Travis Collette.
Travis Collette. Bonjour, Travis. Travis Collette. Travis
James!
Sorry.
Now make it pretty this time. Don't make a mess. What do you want? What do you want from me? What is pretty for you?
That damn snake again.
It looks fresh this time. Probably made on the day of the massacre.
Serpent symbol. Make it make sense. What?
The famous psychologist back in the circle of suspects.
More on the periphery.
Was the toxicology of the rest clean?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but it was normal for this social class.
Burned to a crisp.
Was that laughter?
No.
Motherfuckers. I still can't believe it.
At least their plans will take a while longer. Chief's errand boy.
I wonder how big his stable was.
That tell you something?
Shit. Too many copper phase conductors with polyvinyl insulation.
What?
I really don't know. I still don't know how he encrypted the Icarite. Why do something like that?
To avoid answers when your corpse turns up in an inconvenient situation.
What do the Green's case and the shootout on Icarus have in common? Explosion? Toxicology. Blood trail. Kovalev's toxicology results are as suspicious as Green's. What else connects those two? Serpent symbol.
You think Kovalev had poison in his blood too? Like Green?
Do you have access to the CTC registers? It should be in there by now.
Checking. Roy, Park, Dean is there too, but no sign of Kovalev.
So we have another connection to Green. A final death.
These dates the symbol connects the cases of the final death. But why did Kovalev kill everyone on Icarus? Body acts?
Seasoned political players? You mean vile motherfuckers?
Same thing, right?
You can't let her go, can you?
Can't stop thinking about the psychologist.
You could use one on yourself.
Sarah, do you have access to the CTC registers?
Just checked. Kovalev's Icarite never made it there, which means that this is another...
This is another final death. They both left this world, and they left behind quite a mess.
Do you think they managed to carry out the plan from Green's letter?
All we know is they gave their lives for it.
Could anyone here know Green and Kovalev were up to something?
Damned good question. Let's check.
Someone want to stop them or make them do something. They died executing a plan. Could anyone here have known Green and Kovalev were up to something?
Salma again. She might have known something.
Would Kovalev have let her go then?
She could pull strings.
All the more reason for Kovalev to take her down, right?
Miller?
Despite what we saw in the Icarus reconstruction, Phalanx really does have quite a rep.
Agent Dean.
As the Chief's trusted man, he must have known about Green's death.
Just what was he looking for here?
No coincidence he dropped in here for a drink. As a cop and the Chief's boy, he'd know about Green's death. What was he up to here? So the case before the game spells it out for you. Oh my god. Fucking Demmer. Travis Collette.
Sarah, this guy also built Green's building, right?
Built it? I mean, he added more floors to it. I don't think anyone builds buildings from scratch.
They still did that in my day. Let's follow this.
Wait. Dean met with Travis Collette, a wealthy developer. Why? Body acts?
Not bad.
Seriously?
No.
Technical plans? Drawings of the electrical installation of building. Identification information has been erased. Before Green's death was public, Dean tried to get the plans for his apartment from Travis Collette. What did Green mean in the letter? What plan did he start? Did we miss something in the apartment? Conclude analysis.
Holy shit. So Dean was buying the blueprints for Green's apartment from Colette. And Colette didn't know about Green's death. And that order not to board Icarus. You think Dean was following the chief's orders?
The chief has been boss.
Sorry to say, but it looks like our old bastard is deep in someone's pocket.
But what did he really want? What did he need the plans for?
Your questions keep getting better. We missed something at Green's. Something damn important.
As long as everyone's focused on the riot now, the apartment should be empty.
Great. Let's finish what we started.
Diagnostics complete. Repair cost and fine $938.
Ah, fuck you. And don't wait for me with dinner. I'll be late.
Don't fall into madness. In the mouth
After
of
our
madness.
little nightly talk, I knew I wasn't alone in all this. Sarah may have been only a voice in my earpiece, but it was a voice of integrity and reason, which was what I needed at times, and which could be switched off at other times, and unlike other such voices, without grabbing a bottle.
James, should I send you a sleeping bag? Get a move on. Turn on the camera. Stand back. The Fed secured the entrance.
Could you?
I'm on it.
You get excited when you do something illegal.
I'm in rehab, so don't tempt me.
I could see your file.
I erased it. Good luck with that.
I have my ways.
Ready.
Green Tower, 72,500
Everything ends where it begins.
You watch too many movies. So what are we looking for?
Toss.
Red
What?
X.
Okay. Any ideas?
Find a place marked on the map. Santa, in 11 minutes, in 10 minutes, we are going to watch the PoE2 announcement. Thought occupied in sex crimes. What? There's 40,000 people watching already. Commercial break in progress. Wow, nobody wants to announce in Twitch. Twitch is dying, man. They either need to
Going from corner to corner isn't simple.
I don't know. I'm looking.
Stream starts in 9 minutes. Here. Oh.
Talking?
Is that the Empire State Building? This is the other side that I never accessed. I accessed that one side, not this side. Edward Green. I would have needed a C for thought crimes. What? Plato, Socrates' defense. Remember, my friend, the godfly needs to bite. Gadfly.
That's not what the map wants to tell me.
The Plato book.
You want to talk about what was on the artist's mind? Really? James.
I was curious. Just checking if you're paying attention.
Well, some pussy, some tits. That's it was the artist's mind, I guess.
He never got remarried.
What happened to the first wife?
Refused Icarite. Died a natural death.
I think I would be one of these.
I wonder if he hung women like that under his tree, too.
Some enjoy that.
Is this Tos, Santa?
Green's signature. Did he paint this?
He's had some time to learn.
Major Tos. There's no such thing as Major Tos. It's either Tos or not. Oh shit. Okay, it's 5 minutes to the transmission. Let me go to the bathroom, and then I'll be back here. I'll remove the sound of the game, leave it paused, go to the transmission here for the announcements, and then I'll be back. I will sit on my beanbag, comfortable. I'll turn off the camera, leave the lights off to watch this. What? Okay, let me go to the bathroom and I'll be back in less than 4 minutes. I hope. Okay, I'll organize. I'll change the angle of the monitor. I'll remove my camera. And then I'll be back after the announcement. Straight to the What? No, okay. Let me see this.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile 2, and welcome to GGG Live. Today we're going to show you an exclusive reveal for what's coming next for Path of Exile 2. Twitch drops are enabled on today's livestream, so you'll be able to claim your Verdant Wilds dodge roll effect by following the instructions below. Now today, it's finally time to show off a new class that we know everyone in the community's been waiting for. So let's roll the trailer for Path of Exile 2, The Last of the Druids.
Okay.
Well, well. What have we got here then?
You lost, fella?
Hey, we're talking to you.
I asked you a question.
What's wrong with him?
He's lost his bloody mind.
I will find you, Eve.
Now as you can see, the Druid is a shape-shifting elemental spellcaster. After his fellow Druids were destroyed by the King in the Mists, the Druid lost his humanity in the forests of Ogham, where he wandered for years as a beast. Now, finally reawakened, he's determined to find his lost wife and regain his humanity. The Druid has been one of the hardest classes for us to design. As well as having human spells, he has 3 animal forms, and we wanted to make sure that there were interesting combos between all of them. The Druid is our first hybrid strength and intelligence class. That means he needs to have the ability to use spells and attacks. As a human, the Druid typically uses magical staves to harness the powers of the earth and the natural world. One of the first skills you will learn is the ability to create small volcanoes from the earth. This skill spits out balls of magma at your enemies, and will continue to do so for some time. While the volcano is active, turn into an animal and wade into melee range. Many of the skills you use as a human last for a significant period of time, giving you a good chance to turn into an animal and rage out. But how do you turn into an animal, you may ask? Well, the answer is a new weapon type that Druids use, Animal Talismans. When you equip an Animal Talisman, you can choose which animal form you would like the talisman to represent. Depending on what you choose, you'll be given that animal's basic attack as a new skill to equip. For a bear, that's Maul. To turn into a bear, simply use the skill. Your character will instantly transform into a bear and attack. If you want to change back to a human, just cast a spell. You will instantly swap back and cast it. We wanted to make sure that swapping between forms was seamless and immediate. Changing forms should be something that you do without even thinking about it all the time in battle. In order to allow for hybrid melee and caster gameplay, most of the skills you use in your human form last for some time and aid your animal skills in some way. The volcano we used earlier will emit more molten balls whenever you hit it with a slam, making it perfect for use with your bear form's Furious Slam. While in bear form, many of your abilities use Rage. There are a lot of ways to generate Rage, but the easiest one is simply smash your enemies with Maul. Once you see the runes on your back glowing, It means you have enough rage to do a much more devastating version of your Furious Slam. Your bear form can also go on a rampage, stomping the ground as you demolish your foes. The more rage you have, the longer the rampage lasts, and doing it over a volcano makes it even better. As you consume rage, your bear form will generate endurance charges, and these can be used with skills like Ferocious Roar. Ferocious Roar is a war cry that empowers your subsequent attacks to break your opponent's armor. The more endurance charges you have when you use it, the more empowered attacks you will gain. But Ferocious Roar has another special feature too. It's a meta gem that allows you to socket any Warcry gem from another class into it, giving you the ability to use these skills as a bear. Use the Warrior's Infernal Cry skill to make your enemies explode. Or use Seismic Cry to stun your enemies and double up the number of slams you do. You can even use it with Ancestral Call, a skill that turns you into the fire god Khal. Ever wondered what the Karui god of war would look like if he was a bear? Well, wait no longer. Finally, build up enough rage and you can use one of the bear's ultimate abilities, Walking Calamity. This skill summons a storm of fire around you for some time, while generating even more rage to power your other abilities. A true bear-pocalypse. Now the bear is known for being a slower and more lumbering animal, with slower attacks and heavy slams. But what if you want to turn into something a little more nimble? Well, let's check out the second animal form for the druid, wolf form. For the wolf form, we want it to go fast and furious. Even just the wolf's basic attack will leap forward and rake his foes. After attacking, the wolf stands up on two legs, but after running for a short time, he goes back on all fours, allowing to move more quickly between packs of enemies. The wolf has a lot of cold attacks based on his association with the moon, and the first of these is Lunar Assault. It's great for freezing your enemies in place. After they're frozen, use your basic rake attack to knock shards of ice off your enemies, which land on the ground nearby and explode. If you want to get into battle quickly, you can use your pounce attack. This skill leaps at a target and applies a mark to them. Killing the marked enemy will summon a wolfman into your side, allowing them to fight with you. Mark and kill as many enemies as you can to build up a sizable pack. While an enemy is marked, your wolves will prioritize that target and do more damage the more wolves you have, so make sure you keep your pack strong. Now, one problem you might run into is your wolf pack dying in boss fights. You often don't have any enemies that you can mark and kill in order to regenerate your pack. To deal with this problem, you can use Cross Slash. Cross Slash jumps backwards and does a vicious double slash. Any marks on your target explode and triggers their abilities. This allows you to pounce to mark an enemy and then summon a wolf even without killing it. Cross Slash also has another feature though. Remember those ice fragments from before? Well, Cross Slash will propel any ice shards on the ground towards its central target. First, freeze your enemies with Lunar Assault. Then rake them to create as many ice fragments as you can. Then follow up with Cross Slash to generate a field of icy explosions to obliterate your enemies. If they're still alive after that, your pack of wolves can finish them off. Just like with the bear's Roar skill earlier that allows you to use skills from other classes, Pounce is also a meta gem that you can socket mark skills from other classes into. So for example, you might want to try adding Freezing Mark from the Monk to Pounce. After pouncing at an enemy, Cross Slash to explode the mark and gain extra cold damage for a time. The wolf has many other ways to go all in on cold though. Using the Arctic Howl Warcry will allow you to add cold damage and chilled ground to any slam, while buffing your pack of wolves as well. You can also use it to freeze enemies that are close to being frozen, making it much faster to use your other combos. Finally, the wolf also has the ability to call down the power of the moon to transform into an Arctic werewolf with Lunar Blessing. In this form, you move and attack more quickly and deal extra cold damage. Consuming Rage will extend the duration of your Arctic wolf form, so you could try a hybrid bear and wolf build if you want to utilize the skill to its full effect. Alright, let's talk about the third form available to the druid, and I think it's a cool one. The Wyvern. The Wyvern has a number of long-range breath abilities, but that doesn't mean you can't get into melee range when you want to. The basic attack of the Wyvern is Rend. Jump forward into combat and slash your enemies with your lethal talons. If they're close to being stunned, you can blow them off balance with a blast from your wings, causing an explosion of damage. After the battle though, it's time to feed. Devour the corpses of monsters to create power charges, and this is when the Wyvern's abilities really come online. When using Rend, you can consume a power charge to charge up your wings with lightning. Not only does this do a bunch of damage, but it allows you to turn this melee skill into a much larger AoE attack. Once your wings are charged, your Wing Blast will also do lightning explosions for even more damage. If your enemies are close to death, no need to wait for them to actually die. When you see this blue marker, just devour them alive. Fresh meat is much tastier after all. Alright, so those are some melee options, but how about range? Well, you wouldn't be much of a dragon if you couldn't breathe fire after all. Rolling Magma is the first of the Wyvern's breath attacks. Spit balls of fire that bounce along the ground. These balls will trigger volcanoes as well, so it's a good idea to cast one as a human right before you start spitting. But that's not all you can spit. You have something a little nastier in that gullet of yours. Spitting a barrage of oil at your enemies will cover them in a viscous sludge that makes them easier to ignite. If you have power charges though, plant your wings in the ground and vomit a barrage of lightning-infused projectiles. The more power charges you have, the longer you can do this for. But make sure you keep your foes at range. You're vulnerable to melee attacks while channeling this skill. In order to help with that, let's take a quick diversion back to some of your human abilities. As a Druid of Scoth, you have the ability to harness the power of nature to create entangling vines to slow down your enemies. Another of nature's punishments is the thunderstorm. Creating one of these will create periodic strikes of lightning from the sky, and will also make your enemies wet. Why is that useful? Well, of course, things that are wet are easier to shock. Use it with lightning damage from your Wyvern form to enhance your damage. Making things wet also makes them easier to freeze, so it works nicely with your wolf form as well. And you know what else likes water? Plants. Water your plants to give them various extra abilities. Use Lightning Storm with Entangle to make them last longer, and attach more vines to each enemy, slowing them further. Summon Thrashing Vines to slam at your enemies for a time. Any that are created in water will be larger and deal more damage. Now then, with our enemies sufficiently subdued with our plants, time to really lay into them with our lightning-infused barrage. Now, this last Wyvern ability is just ridiculous, but we felt like we had to do it. Use Flame Breath to take to the skies and rain down a stream of fire on your enemies. You have wings, so we have to take full advantage of them after all. So fly around and burn in it. Now there are a few other skills we didn't cover, but there's one in particular that I think will open up a lot of builds. Spell Totems. Spell Totems are meta gems that let you create a totem that will automatically cast any spell in the game for a time. In order to create one, you will need to spend 3 endurance or 3 power charges. You could use them to throw fireballs, summon comets, or shower the area in lightning. Really, the options are kind of endless. Your bear form can easily generate endurance charges by consuming rage, and your wyvern form can easily create power charges by eating corpses. So it's pretty easy for the druid to get the charges needed, but they're also available from quite a few other places as well. I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of different spellcaster classes thinking about how best to take advantage of these. Now of course, along with a new class comes a bunch of new support gems. We've added over 30 new supports throughout the game, but I'll show you a few of the cooler ones here. Fan the Flames can be added to any wind skill to spread fire from one ignited enemy to the other enemies behind them. It's great for the Wyvern's Wing Blast. We can also use it on many other classes with wind skills, like the Twisters on the Huntress, or the Monk's Staggering Palm Projectiles. Accelerated Growth causes extra explosive plants to erupt from the ground whenever you grow plants with rain. And Advancing Storm changes storm skills like your Thunderstorm or Tornado to move across the battlefield. It's great for watering plants en masse, or to turn tornadoes into a real disaster by sucking up multiple ground effects as they travel along. And the Sorceress might like to use it with Firestorm as well. Echoing Cry causes your Warcry skills to echo. They will repeat a couple more times with a delay after you use them, giving you more empowered attacks. Use it for the Druid's animal form Warcries, or on the Warrior for a nice power boost. Grounding Shocks causes monsters you shock to turn into living Tesla coils, arcing lightning to nearby enemies. You could use it with your empowered wings for an extra damage boost, but it's also great with any other shocking skill. Try it out with Lightning Spear. It obviously needed more AoE clear. There's a whole pile more, but we'll leave those for you to discover. Now with a new class comes new Ascendancy classes. The Druid will have 2 options for now, with a third being released later. The first class is the Shaman. The Shaman channels nature's elemental fury and can harness rage as a spellcaster, unifying his animalistic and magical tendencies. By allocating Druidic Champion, you gain spell damage the angrier you are, and with Furious Wellspring, you generate rage continuously and can spend it to empower your spells. With the knowledge of the Asmerian Magi, the Shaman can harness untapped power from runes and idols. After allocating Wisdom of the Magi, you will notice that all runes and idols have extra mods only available to the Shaman. These new mods unlock countless new possibilities for enhancing your build. You can also allocate Bringer of the Apocalypse, allowing you to become a walking natural disaster. After dealing enough elemental damage, storms of all elements rain around you, destroying all who would face nature's fury. There are other abilities for the Shaman, but I'll just show a few from each class for now. The other Druid Ascendancy is the Oracle. The Oracle perfected the power of foresight and utilizes this in combat to gain massive advantage. When taking Fateful Vision, you will see visions of your future self using specific skills. If you decide to follow this path by using the skill yourself, it will do significantly more damage. And with Converging Paths, at a critical moment in battle when a monster is vulnerable to freeze, stun, or electrocution, the Oracle can use Moment of Vulnerability to see a vision of the enemy's future, and then merge it with the current timeline, allowing him to deal damage to both. And one of my favorites, when you first become an Oracle, you'll notice over 130 new extra passives appear in the Druid section of the tree. By allocating the Unseen Path, you use your power of foresight to learn from alternate futures and gain skills that would otherwise be unavailable to you. For example, self-sacrificing allows you to be able to summon more minions by reducing the spirit costs, with the trade-off of making your reservation skills cost more spirit. Or Corruption Endures, which allows oracles to have a small chance to avoid death. Both the Druid Ascendancies offer interesting and unique ways to gain modifiers that no other classes can get, so we're expecting a huge variety of build possibilities from these. Now there are unique talismans for the Druid to use as well. We won't spoil all of them, but this one was particularly cool. Fury of the King turns your bear form into a fire demon, converting most of your damage to fire. As a demon, you can also use Molten Crash, a jumping slam attack that leaves fissures around you. This unique also continuously grants glory, allowing you to use your ultimate abilities more easily. Now of course the Druid isn't the only thing we're adding to 040. We still have a bunch more to show. With every new release we create a new league, with new mechanics, new pinnacle bosses, and with a new story to tell. And this time is no exception. So let's roll the trailer for the fate of the Val.
Holy fucking shit,
the palace of Queen Atziri. It is a ruin, but in the dark, machines still churn. The temple has many functions, and with it, a chance to save the Val, a gateway through time. Travel into the past, again and again. Alter the temple, uncover its secrets. Be rewarded for your sacrifice. And somewhere in the deepest chamber, my queen awaits. I beg of you, hear me. The beast cannot give you what you desire.
You may have studied it, Doriani, but you do not know it like I do. It adores me. Come now, give unto me your desire. At last, fulfill my soul.
Dos? Dude, that is insane! Holy shit, this is so good. Oh
Hi,
my god.
I'm Mark Roberts, game director on Path of Exile.
Then a doggo boy.
In the
Oh
fate
damn,
of
my
the
mistakes, a
Vaal League,
furry.
you will find
Oh,
remnants
that's a
of
shame.
the ancient Vaal civilization
let's see.
scattered throughout Rayclast.
Mm.
They seem to attract nearby creatures and affect them strangely. After killing them, the remnant appears to gain some amount of power, but not enough to fully activate it. It seems you will need to find 5 more of these arcane devices, and sacrifice the monsters you find there to fully activate one. But things don't always go to plan. These devices are old, and sometimes infected by corruption. Twisted versions of ancient Vaal may emerge, and sometimes even stronger foes. On fully activating one of the devices, you finally discover its true purpose. A portal opens and takes you deep underground to a lost temple, once the home of Atziri, Queen of the Vaal. What treasures could still be inside? I think you're gonna want to find out. In front of the entrance is a console of some kind, and on activating it, you can see a map of the temple. Atziri's personal chambers are on the far side, but how could anyone get there? There are disconnected rooms, and the layout doesn't seem to make sense. And that's when you realize the purpose of the ancient devices scattered through Rayclast. The temple is powered by sacrifice, and this energy can be used to modify the very structure of the temple itself. Each time you run the temple, you will be given 6 rooms that you can place, allowing you to craft your own dungeon to explore. Place paths to link up the dungeon, and place rooms beside them full of precious loot. After you are happy with your choices, open the temple and discover the results of your efforts. Each room contains different challenges along with its rewards. On entering a room, the doors will slam shut behind you and you will need to face the encounter within. But choose wisely. It's important where you place the rooms to get maximum returns. For example, when placing a commander, you could just place it anywhere along an existing path, but a much better strategy is to place it next to a garrison of troops for him to command. With better leadership, the garrison will level up, making the monsters harder, but also more rewarding. Different rooms have different requirements for leveling up. For example, if you want to fully level up a smithy, you will need to supply it with golems from an adjacent golem works, and hook up a generator to the power network to supply it with power. After doing so, the golems will be powered up, making them much more dangerous. You don't need to memorize what interacts with what. When selecting a room, you will be shown the locations that will make other rooms level up, and exactly what effect it will have on the temple. After running the temple, a few of the rooms will destabilize and be removed. It will be up to you to rebuild the temple, adding 6 more rooms each time you come back, making the temple larger and larger and larger. So, that's the basic functionality of the temple, but there is a lot more. Once Doriani finds out about your travels to Lera Vaal, he will attempt to persuade you to take on a new mission. The temple entrance contains a prototype of the time portal device. It will be able to take you back in time, but only to one specific point, right before Atziri triggered the cataclysm that destroyed the Vaal. He requests that you go back and attempt to stop Atziri to prevent the Vaal from ever being destroyed. Atziri is on the far side of the temple, so you will need to expand the temple significantly to get to her. And even worse, her chambers can only be unlocked by a room that isn't currently accessible to you. In order to deal with that, you are going to need to visit the architect of the temple. To get to him, you will need to place path rooms, but while doing so, you will probably want to exploit some of the Vaal technology only available in the past. Once you can travel into the past, a whole new set of rooms are available to you, and they have some pretty insane rewards. At level 1, the corruption chamber can be used to corrupt a single item. But placing it next to a thaumaturge to run the place, and a sacrificial chamber to provide soul energy, you'll be able to level it up. And it's worth it. Because once you get the room to level 3, there are some very nice rewards to be had. In a level 3 corruption chamber, you will find this mysterious device. It has a slot to place an item, and it only accepts items that are already corrupted. What will happen to them? Well, normally once an item is corrupted, you can't modify it any further. But this device allows you to corrupt your item a second time, adding another enchantment. This has the capability to craft some very powerful items indeed. But
Oh
be
my
warned,
god.
the Vaal are all about taking risks in the pursuit of power. There is a 50% chance that the item will be destroyed.
50%? Oh my god.
Each room has its own interesting mechanics and rewards when it levels up. Many of them contain bosses to fight, special drops, and in many cases, new crafting opportunities. For example, a level 3 alchemy lab has a nasty Vaal construct to fight, but if you can defeat it, you can find new corrupted soul cores. Like Guatalitzi's Thesis, which on boots allows you to sacrifice your life to run faster. Or Sitaqualottl's Thesis, which on gloves will revive one of your minions whenever an offering expires. Get a sacrificial chamber to level 3, and you will need to face a highborn priest of sacrifice. Defeat him to be able to further corrupt a Vaal unique, modifying it in unpredictable ways. One of the mods of this unique will be removed and replaced with another random mod. For example, this Soul Mantle. It gives you an additional totem, but lowers your totem's life and curses you when they die. By using the machine, this could result in a terrible item if you remove the good mod, but also some amazing items if you replace the downside. Now, one extra thing to mention about these Vaal crafting machines. You don't have to take the items you want to craft into the temple. If you don't have the item you want to craft with you at the time, then clicking this button will allow you to create a currency item instead, allowing you to do the craft later or trade it if you want. Now, there are all sorts of interesting rooms you can find in the temple, but the last one I want to show you today is the Flesh Surgeon. A Vaal Flesh Surgeon can be leveled up by placing him next to a high-level synth flesh lab. But be careful. The Flesh Surgeon has some rather unpleasant experiments in his personal lab.
What the fuck?
Afterwards, you might notice the surgery table just sitting there. The Vaal are great at crafting items. Why not do some crafting on yourself? After laying down, you'll be asked which limb you'd like to replace. Left arm, perhaps your right leg. Each limb can get a different set of random bonuses, so choose wisely. After getting up from the table, try out your new limb. It seems to work fine, and even perform better than your normal one. Now, there is just one thing with replacing body parts. If you die and are resurrected, your body will return to its natural state. You might need to return to the Vaal Surgeons if you want another robot arm, and maybe get a better one next time. Some rooms, like the Commander, can give you a new type of reward. Medallions that can be used to manipulate the temple in other ways. Using a Quippalatal's medallion will allow you to artificially boost a room, even if it doesn't meet the normal requirements to level up. And a Huatalotli's medallion will stop rooms from destabilizing when you complete a temple, allowing you to guarantee getting a reward a second time. Great if you want to stock up on double corrupts. Now, with all that aside, time to face the Architect, and you will be in for a fight.
Oh, shit. Ow.
Once defeated, you will find another console that can be used to modify the temple. But this one is special. It allows you to place new types of rooms with specific rewards. There are rooms with specific uniques, special runes, and currency. But also a few other, more niche crafting experiments. Like this one, that can extract the soccer balls back out of an item, at the cost of destroying it. Now, something really important is every league we release a significant amount of content for the endgame. In order to make sure that the Fate of the Val works well for late game players, we've added many mechanics to make sure that you can scale the difficulty and rewards to match. Getting some rooms to level 3 adds extra mods to the entire dungeon, and these stack with each other. So in endgame, when you can get some really big temples, you can generate a challenge that can even match the strongest of characters. We also start to introduce ways to store up energy for the temple, allowing you to save up many runs so you can do them later at your leisure, and not interrupt your mapping too often. Now in each league, it's important that we have a new pinnacle boss to test your character's might. In the Fate of the Val, you will get to face Adzeri while she was at the peak of her power.
Really?
One of the rewards you will gain by defeating the Architect is the ability to place the Royal Access Chamber. Once connected to your temple, you can visit it to finally reach the Queen of the Val herself. This fight takes place at a critical moment in history, right as Adzeri communes with the beast's power and takes her true corrupted form. Now, we are not going to show you the whole fight, but we will tempt you with one of the rewards. This is Adzeri's rule. This staff gives additional levels to all of your corrupted gems and lets you trade life for extra damage. But in addition to that, while using the staff, mirrors of refraction will constantly appear on the battlefield. Any projectile you fire at these will split into a nova, and they can chain from one to the other. So, that's the Fate of the Val League. But we are also bringing the previous league, Rise of the Abyssal, into the core game.
Fuck yes.
Along with a few changes. Now, for those of you who haven't seen what happens when a league is over, it's important to understand that you will not be seeing abysses in every area anymore. Rise of the Abyssal is now one of the league mechanics that can show up randomly in endgame. If you want to specialize in running abysses, there is now a tablet that will allow you to add them to any map you run. You can also craft the tablet to add abyss-specific mods to enhance how they function. Now that Abyss is core, it also needs its own Atlas tree. You can gain your first points by completing an Abyss. But there are more available for doing depths and killing certain bosses. And there are a bunch of different options. You might just want more monsters and bosses. But you can also make finishing an Abyss have a chance to overrun a nearby map with the Abyssal. Or make your Waystone modifiers also apply to Abyssal depths. You could specialize in the interaction with other leagues, or specialize in a specific Abyssal faction. One of the important elements that we have heard loud and clear is that needing to do Abyss crafting on Waystones is quite annoying. So, we have removed that. In fact, we have removed instilling from Waystones as well. This mechanic felt mandatory on maps because it boosted the value of all other content, but it was both annoying to do and resulted in a lot of visual clutter. Instead, we are bringing back some of that power on tablets, which you don't need to craft nearly as often, since they last for 10 maps each. Once you defeat the Arbiter of Ash, you will be able to upgrade tablets to a rare with 4 mods using regular currency.
Oh.
Even this isn't enough to fully bring back the power you could have gotten from instilling, so we have also buffed the bonuses that tablets give. Going forward, we're not going to be adding any more crafting directly to Waystones outside of the basic currency, because it adds too much micromanagement. But on that note, Fate of the Vaal does bring the ability to corrupt your tablets, hoping to get one of many different random outcomes. Now, with regard to Delirium Fog, even though you shouldn't have to have it on every map anymore, we still did want to make it less visually annoying. Delirium Fog has been toned down significantly, so you won't feel like you're just playing in a sea of grey. Another big source of problems in the endgame is the feeling of getting overwhelmed with monsters. In 031, we reduced the number of monsters in early endgame in order to help with this, but still scaled up the number of monsters to previous levels by the time you got to tier 15. Well, after letting this simmer for a while, we are still getting this kind of feedback. So we are no longer going to scale up the number of monsters you go as you get deeper into the endgame. Instead, we are scaling up the difficulty and rewards by the same amount. So to be clear, instead of increasing the number of monsters by 40%, they will instead drop 40% more items, grant 40% more experience, and have 40% more life.
Okay.
In addition to all the
Beautiful.
normal scaling they get due to being higher level. This only applies to regular monsters, not bosses. We have also reduced the speed modifiers that monsters can get sometimes, which also helps a lot with this. Now, we did have a large amount of content for endgame planned for 040, but unfortunately we just didn't get time to finish it. The scope was a bit too large, and so we would need to wait until 050 for that. But rest assured, there will be a ton of upgrades for the existing leagues, as well as new pinnacle bosses, and a significant overhaul to the Atlas passive tree coming soon.
Oh shit.
Now, another problem that becomes a much bigger issue in the endgame is game performance. And we have done a lot of work here. The primary issue is CPU load. And to address that, a lot of things have been optimized. And we have done a lot of work to take advantage of more of your CPU cores. You should see frame rates of at least 25% higher, and a lot less bad frame spikes during gameplay. It does make quite a big difference, especially on consoles. A lot more work in this area is ongoing, and you will continue to see performance improvements over the next few months. Of course, another important area is game balance, and we have made a lot of changes. Now, most of these we will save for the patch notes, but I'll do a quick summary of some of the numbers.
Okay.
As well as adding 11 new unique items, we have rebalanced dozens of others that are not currently used very often. We've also done a pass over lineage supports. 21 of them have been rebalanced, as well as adding 9 more. Alongside the 2 new Druid ascendancies, we have made balance changes to almost all the others, with some of them getting a grander rebalance, such as the Smith of Katava. Alongside the 20 plus new Druid skills, we've also rebalanced 90 other active skills across all the different classes. And to top it all off, there are also over 250 new passive skills added to the passive tree.
Holy shit!
These changes should go a long way to increase the viability of many more skills, uniques, and overall build variety that can tackle our most challenging content. Next up, we're going to be talking about our new supporter packs. Today, we're launching 2 new series of supporter packs, the Precursor and Kalgurin packs. Each tier contains the pack's full face value in points, alongside several exclusive microtransactions. As always, the microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic and do not affect your character's power or progression in any way. The Precursor series of supporter packs contains 6 exclusive microtransactions. First up, the Marble Statue character effect. Once you finally stay still for a moment, a podium rises up out of the ground to immortalize you, turning your skin to marble. When you next move, the stone crumbles around you, The precursors had mastery over gravity manipulation. So too can you, now with the Gravity Well portal. Witness the power of its pull as you approach it. Draw in enemies with your own gravitational pull with the Awakened Precursor armor set. The Precursors designed and built many mysterious ancient beings. This one used to serve as a scout that would patrol and tase intruders. Why salvage gear yourself when the Master of the Forge can do it for you? Molten gold spills out as the Forge Master breaks down your items. The Relic of the Precursors map device is a mysterious machine that sits atop ancient colossal statues. It keeps track of the number of charges consumed on your Precursor tablets used in the device. The Kalguran Pack series also contains 6 exclusive microtransactions. The Kalgurans had astounding skill in astronomy, being able to track cosmic events with absolute precision. Harnessing that skill, with the Astronomer's level up effect equipped, you too can now
I don't
see
understand
exactly
PoE.
how long it took you to level up.
Why would you
as
buy
it
any of
outputs
these?
the time
Cool
in
hats.
The time taken to
These
reach
are the
your
cool
last
hats.
3 levels is also displayed on the item, so you can link it when you have a time you're proud of. Crush unique enemies by unleashing the wrath of the lost Kalguran fleet, led formerly by Captain Heartland himself. A Kalguran seafarer needs armor fit for the treacherous seas of Rayclast. This set has you covered with the classic tricorn and, of course, a peg leg. The Lost Treasure weapon skins top off your appearance of a true raider of the seas. These gilded weapons can be applied to wands, two-hand maces,
This
and
sucks.
shields. After a long day of plundering loot, retreat to the Kraken's Cove hideout.
Oh
a
my
home of some of the
god.
most deadly ocean-dwelling creatures in Rayclast. Many ships have
Very
met their
cool.
demise here. What better to accompany you in Kraken's Cove than a kraken itself? Replace your stash with a dormant kraken, waiting for its prey. As you approach, it will awaken and terrify both you and any guests in your hideout. Alongside this, an extra stash skin item will be granted to you, and when placed, will automatically open to any stash tab set with the currency affinity, to help having to navigate through your tabs. Additionally, any microtransactions from these supporter packs will be made available for use in Path of Exile 1. Thank you very much for all your ongoing support. We're just about to start the Q&A with Ziggy D. Afterwards, at 11 AM NZ time, we'll post the patch notes. With release at the end of next week, our community team will be posting crucial information you'll need for the release. Keep an eye on the news. Thanks for joining us today and checking out our latest developments. We're looking forward to playing alongside our fellow shapeshifting exiles, all while uncovering Lost Val secrets by doing some dungeon crafting. We'll begin the Q&A shortly, so please get your questions ready.
So I'll watch this later on my own time because this is super ultra technical. Dude, that's the best company ever. Holy shit, that's amazing. It boggles my mind how good it is. Fuck.
Welcome back, Exiles, to the Q&A
I'm gonna
portion.
watch
I
a
am
little
your
bit.
host, Ziggy
It's
D, and
pretty
today we're
good.
going to be touching on the design of the Druid and the fate of the Var League while we gather some community questions. Then we'll deep dive into endgame, balance, and other game design topics. I am, of course, joined by game directors Jonathan Rogers and Mark Roberts. How you guys going today?
Oh, very good. I mean, you know, it's been a great one to work on this one. Like, I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, it's definitely great to see you again. And it feels like it's only been like no time at all since the last time you were here with the PoE1 release.
It feels like only.
I'm gonna lie, the
and that's
furry
pretty
look.
accurate.
Fun.
We get to see you twice
Dude,
as
the
often
Druid
now,
is
so
going
it's
to be
Yeah,
fun.
we go around every 2 months or so.
Holy
now, at least, so
shit.
it's great. I love it. Let's keep going. So I do have to open with this though. Is like Druid looked a little bit weak, I think, in the demonstration. demonstration video today.
Yeah, I think one of the issues that we have is like we're so concentrating on like just demonstrating how the mechanics work that we sort of forget to be like, okay, let's actually make sure the damage numbers that we're doing on this like test character we're filming here are actually like in line with what people actually normally expect. So yeah, there's just a few things there that we probably should have caught and made a little stronger there. But yeah, when you actually play it, it's certainly from the alpha feedback incredibly powerful. Like
Yes.
you know the like you know we were seeing some people say, oh, you know, the wolf looks weak or whatever. Well, I can assure you that on alpha there's a bunch of people saying the wolf is super OP. So you know it just comes down to the things you go through in order to demonstrate stuff.
I think we probably going to be worthwhile. We make some videos showing a bit more of the less demonstratey side and get them posted and stuff this week. Because honestly,
It's needed
just play it
because shoot some song mod. Are you inventing consonants now?
Like, when I first watched it as well, the draft, I was thinking, it's like, I don't really get a feel for what it feels like to actually play it. Like, there's good demonstration here of the mechanics, but yeah, I can understand how from your perspective, it'd be pretty easy to be like, oh, we want to communicate how this cool thing works and this cool thing works.
There's a fine line there for sure. Where if you get too hectic, people are like, I don't even know what's going on. They're just looking at a ruckus. And then, in this case, let's say we went on a little too far on the other side of the line, was just a bit too slow. And as a result, yes, it can look a bit weak. But
yeah, I think we'll try and get
Sorry,
some
mate,
raw
got your
gameplay out to people.
more
because,
invented
I think
consonants.
This class, because of the shape-shifting stuff, it's so hard for us to... Normally we can look at something and be like, oh, that's just a demonstration. We kind of know what it would look like at endgame. But I think with the Druid, it's just so unusual. It's so different that it's actually hard to judge what it would feel like to even play it. And I'm happy for my hands-on to say that like it's almost immediately like very smooth. The shape shifting of it, the movement of it, especially because like in your demonstrations, you're not really using dodge, roll, sprint, that sort of thing as well, which makes a big difference.
I suppose one of the things we didn't really dwell on in the video as well is that we do actually have dodge roll. I mean, they're not actually rolls for the animals, but yeah, all the animals can like hop around and that kind of stuff. And that was honestly one of those things that was like kind of funny because initially we actually had it so when you dodge rolled, you would transform them back into a human. And the reason we did that is because it's really hard to make animations for animals that like actually work correctly. Like we actually thought it was impossible, but then when we actually put it on alpha, there was the kind of visceral reaction of I want to still be a bear, like you know, while I'm hopping around. So we ended up having to like work out like how can we make this possible? How can we make it so that you can actually do the dodge rolling with an animal? And that sort of ended up being pretty good, I would say.
And this was like clearly the hardest class to design.
They ever talk shit about the game in this podcast, or is it super controlled?
Hoping to bring it out in a
the questions are not controlled.
The thing is with it is that it's kind of like designing 4 classes.
The questions are made and then he chooses, and sometimes they are in a pickle.
Like
they really are in a pickle sometimes.
Synergy between skills and stuff like that, and we can like look at that in a normal class and work.
Bully works for the last several leagues. Creators' influences and these questions have made the week before the release have some nudges and changes in the game to actually improve things that people saw that was going to be bad, right? Dude, these developers are the shit.
The same thing
they
as
are the
Bear
shit.
has, but you know you are
Go to that from again.
So we kind of have to like it's like you need all the tools and yet you also need to have them feel different, and that just made it really really tricky to get all of the things right with it. And then it didn't also help that you know since the last time we were working on the Druid. Way back when we showed it off in Gamescom 2023, we had WSD, and that is a whole other complication because, you know, like how can we make that work with the animal forms? It's like a whole thing. You know, like I'll tell you the Wyvern, for example, like we had a hell of a time making it so that you could do the ranged attacks because you need to be able to walk while you're doing it. The Wyvern's sitting there with its arms like planted on the ground, you know, like being able to walk while also spinning it. Yeah, it's like we went through so many iterations of that. So yeah, it was just a very tricky class overall, like just crazy.
I remember seeing some very goofy looking like Wyvern like months and months ago.
Yeah,
you were like trying to this is not working right.
Right.
Like,
well, I also remember like for a long time the wolf was just like a dancing dog. It was just like it looked really silly. And like man, the wolf as well. I mean, it was really hard to get right, and because one of the things we really wanted to avoid was I didn't want that too much of that whole like man in a wolf suit vibe. Yes. Like I wanted to actually get this the feeling of like this is an actually different animal, which I think with the bear and the wyvern's way easier. With the wolf, it's like it's really hard not to just go back into that. So we had a lot of questions about like what even the locomotion was. How does it walk? Are we going to walk on 2 legs? Are we going to walk on 4? We ended up splitting the difference. You can do both, right? Like you get that when you're attacking and you can be upright walking on 2 legs. When you're walking, you run on 4, and you actually do get a speed boost while you're on 4 legs. Like as a wolf, just so after like 1 second of walking, you go down on 4 legs. You start moving a bit faster. So yeah, it's
actually
pretty cool.
An interesting thing there. I don't think is each form technically has a kind of passive benefit.
Right.
Yeah.
So obviously you've got the running fast as a wolf. Can't remember exactly what the wyvern ones were, but like for the bear, for example, because you're just a bit bigger, you know, a bit of a tank. You actually do get armor, and armor applies to elemental damage as a thing, and like, you know, there's a kind of, which is like honestly, unless you actually click the bear keyword, is like undescribed everywhere.
Well, it was even more than that, because I was just looking at it in game before. The bear has like passive endurance charge generation.
Yes, it
from
does.
Rage
So
expenditure.
from rage expenditure, it does.
I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah. So we really wanted to make sure.
Well,
that
all I
each of the
know is
different
that
forms
Chop
had
gave
things
you the
that,
game, so I
can
guess you are
benefit
going to
the
have
other
fun
forms.
playing Druid.
So like it was really tricky to think like, what are resources that a bear can generate? What are the resources that wolf
Yeah.
can generate? What are the ones
Like
that wyvern
Gold
generate? The other ones can
RuneScape
use,
has
and
similar
all kinda
things,
get
and
that
one of the
cross-synergy.
devs just playing the
So,
whole Silence
yeah,
queue
that's
and
kind of
said
like
they
one
had
of
like
the
savage.
reasons why we had to kind of come up with all that stuff, and that part of the trickiness.
And that caught me by surprise as well, because like technically it's mentioned, but I never really fully understood the idea that you can swap between the forms, like human to animal and back. Yeah, I figured that's what's going on here. But but you can like leap in as a wolf and then immediately transform to a bear mid slam.
You absolutely can. So the thing with this is that you want to present a fantasy to someone as far as like what the UI is pushing you towards and all that sort of stuff. Like there are going to be a lot of people who are like, I want to be a bear, and they just pick bear stuff and they go all bear, right? But at the same time, we're unconstrained in the sense that you can pick all the other stuff. You can use it at the same time. So one talisman, like effectively when you pick on a talisman from like wolf, bear, or wyvern, what that's giving you is the default attack, right? That's what you're actually picking, and that's all it is, right? And that often will guide you like what skills you're picking and so on, but you can just use with that same talisman as many different animal skills as you would like. That just means that you've got that sort of free flowing, like, you know, trying out different stuff, sort of combo gameplay that we like to try and get. So obviously there will just be a lot of people who just pick
Funny,
one thing, right?
and
Like,
then
I
they
absolutely
nerf it
respect
so
that.
much.
But yeah, no, there's a lot of experimentation
What
to
the
do there if you want to do it.
Yeah, so you've tried to hit like making it so like people who just want like a simple straightforwards, like I just want to run out as bear and slam the ground, like that's certainly very possible there. But also you with this whole class you had the problem of how do we make like a spellcaster and a melee attacker that's shapeshifter as well. I mean, this class has got a bit of everything.
For sure.
How did you make all that kind of like work together and solve that build problem of like, how do you actually scale these things together in a way that just one thing isn't way better than everything else?
Right. Well, I mean, it's always tricky, and Mark's obviously the one who handles a lot of the balance stuff. But I can see, even just from a design perspective, so I just
It's
throw
him.
on the fence all my horrible stuff, and then you're like, how the hell am I going to balance this? Effectively, like, so even with the spellcaster side, so one of the things we initially wanted with the spellcasting is a lot of it's like over time type effects that, so for example, with the volcano being the really obvious one, right? Like you can create this thing, and then you can turn into an animal and do other stuff at the same time. So we needed on the human side a lot of things that last for a long time. But the problem you then run into when you actually go to balance the thing is like, okay, well, if you've just got like 5 damage over time style spells, why not just cast all of them and then you don't have to ever do anything else, right? Like, so it's like that kind of stuff makes it really hard. So then you have to start thinking, okay, we want to make it so that you cast a long-term thing as a human, but then being an animal is going to augment that so that it improves it. So for example, with the tornado, it's got a similar mechanic to the little twisters that the hunters have, where ground effects can empower it with extra elemental stuff. And so then we're like, okay, well, if the animal forms are the ones that can create the ground effects, then that means that you're kind of like, you're going to want to do, like, to mix that with the tornado, you now have to have both the animal forms and the spellcaster stuff if you want to get all of that together. So it's just a lot of that thinking about how can an animal form aid a spell, how can a spell aid an animal form, like all the way through. And then, as I said, we throw it over the fence, and then Mark tries to work out what kind of numbers can actually make it
it's a web of infinite difficulty, right? Because like we're talking about the 4 forms within the class, but each of these skills also synergizes with every other class and every other skill in the game, and it's becoming growingly more complicated.
Yeah, of course.
But that's also what's fun about the game and what all the things you can unlock and the crazy builds you can do. But yeah, I mean, like this week's focus has been like, okay, we had all the, like during our alpha testing and internal testing, we had like, there was the I want to be all forms going between. There was the I just want to be wolf, I just want to be bear, I just want to be a dragon. And now we're getting a lot more of I just want to cast nature plant skills and do plant stuff. And so it's like, okay, well, how do we make that work? Well, because they're quite long duration, so we're having a bunch of complexity with that as well. And it honestly it does just spiral into like, oh my God, there's 20 million variables here. But it's fun. And at the end of the day, as long as it is honestly fun to play, then honestly we're golden. So, I would say we're
Assume
pretty
there's
much
always
there
like
on
10
almost
balance and
everything with
quick
this class.
fix in
I'd
the
actually say
first
we're a
week.
little bit more
Yes,
prepared than
yes.
normal. We've had a lot
And
of
bug
testing,
fixes as well. Yes.
Despite, I mean, partly because it's been in the works for so long. But yeah, it's, I don't know, like ultimately pretty fun. I'd say there's still something, obviously there's still more to do. There's obviously always more to do. But yeah, there's a lot going on, a lot of enjoyment. I saw yesterday, I was just like walking past someone's computer and, you know, someone was mentioning like, yeah, it's just fun placing 6 volcanoes and then just slamming on them. I was like, all right, sweet, you do you. Like, that's fine.
I was definitely enjoying
They
it
ban
where
everyone who
this is
used the optimal
different,
build,
like,
no?
with dropping tornadoes, and there's the totem which you can summon in animal form.
Yep.
And then you're putting fishes down and they're exploding, and you're putting extra things on the ground and they're exploding. And there's definitely some boss deletion going on there. So.
Even just walking past the just many entangles going out, and then there's that plant support gen. I'm like, all right, it's putting the new.
I see chat being like, no, Zig, you don't get it nerfed. I
That's
do
what
have
you
to
like,
admit that
right?
did
No, I don't
already,
like the meta
one
builds.
thing.
I mean,
one thing. Let's say fix.
That's wrong.
There was a thing that was like double generating
don't.
rage, so I'm like, I don't know. If
I
this
like
is
what I
good.
like.
Like,
I like
no,
to
design
see
said
cool
that's probably not
things.
intended.
That's
Thanks,
it.
Zig. Yeah, I'm like,
I don't know.
Sorry,
we'll see
guys,
where
not
that
again.
goes, because I was like, no, that's fine.
This is a fish.
It made it to me,
Yeah,
and
this
I was
is a
like, no,
fisher thing.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, because it generates rage when you first slam, and then the
So-
fishes, every time they pulse, it generates rage. I'm like,
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit, I didn't even know that.
Because like the totem's making it pulse, and that's generating rage. each
Right.
time. I'm like, that
Okay,
doesn't
no, that's interesting.
seem
That's very
intentional.
It's
interesting.
fine.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fine.
I love that because that's like
Okay. Fine.
ridiculously powerful. That
Yeah, yeah.
feels like way permissive. I was
Right.
like, this feels illegal, but that's like, you gotta let a few things in there
Nah,
that
it's
feel
fine.
illegal.
It's doing what the skill says.
I may not have. Maybe I didn't get enough. Okay, cool.
I don't know. They might have changed it.
No, I meant you like the
I just throw
banning.
my opinion in there.
No.
I don't want to necessarily be
What?
like, you know, I try and make sure with a lot of these balanced discussions, it's not like, you know, I'm just an authority on the matter. I want to actually discuss these things through, because maybe it isn't actually fine, but you know, my first instinct is like, yeah, like let it run wild. Like, what's the problem? You know, so
Yeah, you gotta.
we'll see what happens. But whatever, they don't know what the problem is, so don't worry. Oh, now they do. Thanks, you ruined it. Now people will know if it changed. and
In
now
playing
they-
Optimal is just exploiting.
I'll
No.
say the thing not generating rage, and yeah.
We
I'll
are
see
going
that
to get
line
into
of
this
text, and
discussion,
that's the
right?
Ziggy
Jesus
line of
Christ.
text. I'm developing a reputation now. It's just helping finding bugs. It's okay. So, like the shapeshifting stuff comes from this trinket, the talisman?
Yeah, the animal talisman.
And is there any limitation just kind of like putting that on another class and just say like, I am playing my mace marauder or my
Yep,
quarterstaff monk and I want to do a wolf leap slam that marks targets?
You can do it. In
Okay,
fact, it was one of
cool.
the things initially that you know, it's funny with the audio team, because initially like, oh, we want to record like bear lines for
Yes.
the you know, for the druid the whole time, and I'm like, hey guys, remember, anyone can turn into this animal. You're actually going to commit to every single class is going to have like a three different extra versions of every single line the character can deliver.
Maximum effort.
It's like, yeah, that's a bit tricky. So we ended up going with a voice mod in the end. But yeah, that was one of those.
It's like their kind of their thoughts. I think it shifts to. It almost sounds like, to me, that's what it sounds like. They're like, maybe they're thinking it or something like that. I don't know.
But yeah, it would have been completely impossible to record every single line an additional 3 times
like,
for every
all
character
right,
class.
voice actors, everybody come back and we need to roar like a bear.
Exactly,
What?
exactly. But yeah, effectively, every class can be an animal. It's exactly the same as the other weapon restriction. Ultimately, being a bear is the same as having a mace, which may sound a little bit odd, but that is actually, you know, how it works and what allows, you know, having.
Whoa. I didn't even think about that. Wait, so you can use mace skills while in bear?
No.
form?
What I
Wait,
meant
no,
was
what?
is that it's the same. I mean, it's the same in the sense that it's just a weapon type, right? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
right,
like,
okay.
yeah.
Damn it, now we have to make that possible.
Well, I mean, you know, you can turn into Calm as a bear.
That's unique
but,
item territory for the future.
Yeah, well, yeah, it often gets talked about like the idea of like, oh, why are things like so weapon locked? And I've always maintained the position that you guys want to kind of do that as much as possible initially, and then in the future you can blur the lines a little bit. Like there's maybe in the future you're like, oh, well, maybe this skill has a way of crossing over.
We can do, but the thing is, a lot of the identity of a weapon type really comes a lot from what it can do, and so that's the kind of the main reason.
Is
why
warrior
we
the
play,
tankiest
but,
class?
Yeah, but the thing is as well with the weapon swapping, I mean, so you can still use skills from different elements. So different.
I guess depends on the
thing
build,
is,
not
like,
exactly
it's
the
funny that you mention
class.
that with the bear because
Depends on the
like,
build. You
definitely
can
some
make
bears I notice
anything
parallel between
tankier
some of their
than
skills
an
and some of the
average
mace
warrior.
stuff, and I could see
For sure.
absolutely combining like this bear skill that places fishes with the other stuff on the mace that triggers the fishes. Like there's like very obvious like cross
Yeah.
synergy build.
Well, I
there.
mean, they're adjacent classes, right? I mean, you've got like strength versus strength int. Like, we want to be able to make sure that some of those key elements do like cross over, just so that to open up the way to have synergy between the different classes more easily.
Well, as you get more classes and more skills, you obviously get an overlap of the kind of mechanics and keywords and stuff, iterating, and thus they will always cross synergize. And where there still will be new things a class offers, yes, there's always going to be a bunch of stuff that they use that will then interact with all the other skills. So.
Yeah, and now you added plants and plants that grow from rain, and there's a plant keyword that has overgrown as a keyword.
Yeah.
Like,
It's interesting actually, those ones, because they're on completely opposite sides of the tree. You've got Dex versus Strength Int, and that's been a little bit hard to kind of like get the where the mechanic should go on one side versus the other. So where we ended up going is that the nature side of things for plants on the Strength Int is like you've got the poison on the Dex side versus the kind of like just pure nature like physical damage spells on the on the Strength Int side. But that's been fun though, because now it's actually been really fun designing the supports, because the more classes we have, the more we can start to think, okay, like here's a support that's for something obscure. How can we make it so this can apply to some other kind of thing on the opposite side of the tree, where like now you've got some interesting interaction.
Sure, my mother
so there
did
could be
delivery
some kind of like
here of the other
thing where growing plants as a
If my DPS is like
ranger
2.5, then that's fine, as long as I'm
something. I mean,
immortal.
like, I can't say I've tested the potential there myself, but like we made all of that work. All the plants can, like plant stuff all has mechanics around like watering the ranger's plants is like a thing. They all have ways that works.
I mean, that definitely opens up interesting party options in the future as well. Like, I do like the idea of being like a rainy druid watering.
It's a thing. It's easily a thing. It's not even hard to do as well.
Right.
It's kind of just like, thanks, druid, you buffed poison rangers.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of just what happened.
Yeah. Good. Yes, and the rain buffing lightning skills as well, like increasing shock chance. And stuff. It's pretty wild how much stuff you've just jammed into one class here. How did you like kind of settle on a identity for the wyvern in particular? I feel like people know what a bear is, people know what the wolf is, and even a lot of the like druid stuff is pre-established as like, you've got plants and you got like nature and you got like lifting up the earth, that sort of stuff.
Well, we really wanted to have a third form that was a little bit out there in terms of different from what you'd seen in another game. I mean, obviously, like every game that's got transformations has the bear and the wolf, right? That's just like the staple. But and actually, for that, funnily enough, for that reason, we couldn't not do it. There was actually a period there where we weren't going to have a wolf because we were a little bit unhappy. Yeah, with us, and it's just like, well, exactly right. That was the reaction. That was the reaction of like all the furries come out of the woodwork and like, you gotta have a wolf.
How dare you?
Yeah, exactly right. So we're like, okay, we'll have a yeah, exactly. Don't anger them. So that was a real concern. So we decided to go. We needed the two familiar, and then we needed one that was a little bit more out there. And really, when we're looking at the bear and the wolf, it was kind of like we want the slower, harder hitting. We want the faster and like speedy kind of version, obviously being the wolf. We also wanted something that had some range elements, and then a sort of more spellcastery vibe a little bit more. And so we sort of thought about it a little bit like, what animal is ranged? Like, it's not really, there's like kind of not a lot out there that can really sort of do that. And so, eventually we settled on the wyvern. I mean, someone of course at one point was like, how about a dragon? And we're like, what the heck? What are you talking about? But then eventually I thought about it, and it's like, actually, you know what? There's some potential here.
If you suggested to me, I told you not to do it because like there's no way you could make it look good and not look stupid. But
it eventually it was hard though. We did get there.
It actually looks pretty cool. But it's kind of a spell blade almost. Like, it's got a bit of range stuff, but it's got a bit of like spell kind of melee things going on.
I mean, as it should be for Strength Int.
Yeah, and you were asking what the passive buffs were. I was looking at it before. It's like, it's got buffs to freeze, shock, and energy regeneration actually, as well. Like energy recharge, I think.
It's a shame you knew. The reason I was actually being vague is I knew what they were. I just wanted to change them.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. Do something
Sorry
cool.
for my slight disingenuousness.
Do something cool.
I kind of feel like they shouldn't. I didn't want them to be offensive benefits.
Yeah, they're supposed to be defensive.
It forces you into certain build types. Whereas, like, if they're utility or defensive, that way they will work across all board. That's my general philosophy. So I was like, I feel like I want to have a go at trying to design the energy shield thing. I don't mind. I wanted to have a go at designing stuff that's more utility or defensive only, and that way you don't feel like, I should have to play lightning or fire because it gets the passive benefit.
Okay.
That way, if you wanted to do a kind of weird out there thing, it doesn't feel so bad. But we'll see what I come up with.
Do you have an idea, or are you still figuring it out?
Nah, I got no clue. I don't know. You could play on the fact it's got like wings to something defensive for block, or something for hard carapace maybe, or I don't know. The fact it has wings, something to do with the
so
wings.
much dragon lore to pull from. I
know.
got like a book that my daughter really likes to read that's like full of dragon lore. I'll send you some ideas.
All right, sweet, yeah. Dragon, they hoard gold, right? Gold finds.
Yeah,
that sounds like it.
Eat piles of gold for buffs or something.
There's gold over there. Quick, shapeshift, pick it up. Shapeshift back. No, I'm obviously joking. Please, I'm not doing that.
Gold find, no, please don't. Mandatory dragon gold find build. I know it's kind of funny though. It's distinctly PoE. So the druid is this like strength int class, and with the Templar we had the idea more of like you've got the armor energy shield stuff. But that's still the case here. Is that's
Alrighty,
the int
back.
base. But I feel like the
They even looked very sluggish. I find it hard to see how he fits the game design of PoE. Look like he has to just tank everything and hope he doesn't die first. No, depends on many things, man.
I feel like it's not obvious.
Yeah, look, is a little bit off in terms of the feel there, but at the end of the day, we kind of don't really have many options as far as what we can do. I mean, like that, it is important for.
For example, the warrior is sluggish, and I paid all of the nodes of attack speed and skill speed in front of the warrior so that it stopped feeling sluggish. But some people would prefer slow, I don't know.
That effectively allows you to take advantage of energy shield to generate armor. Like, so when you lose energy shield, you get armor instead, and like it like creates little bits of bark on your skin.
Cool.
There's like things like that we've added. But yeah, it's a little bit of a thematically weird thing. I think probably the weirdest part about that is like, yeah, you're gonna have energy shield as a bear. It's a bit strange. Like, getting hit as a bear and then there's a little energy shield pop. But I mean, yeah, it is what it is. It kind of has to be that way.
Well, you don't have to.
Well, I suppose, sure, you can go full armor if you want, but
yeah. I feel like because there's like such a range of identities within that one class as well, that you've got the bear maybe that doesn't really align as much with that. There's definitely more armor stuff.
Yeah,
going
so
on
you could build more strength when depending on what animal form you're playing, of course.
Yeah, whereas like the wyvern potentially has more of that kind of magical aspect to it, where it's like that's
I mean, and that's why the wyvern itself does get the benefits to energy shield, and the bear does get the benefits to armor in order to kind of make it so you are like, depending on what animal form you're going, there's a bit of alignment in the defenses there.
I mean, really, it's the tree that inspires and motivates this, right? Like, a sorceress could be on the bottom side of the tree and still have the same skill set, and obviously the damage nodes are a bit weird, but it could work. There's nothing saying. I mean, that's part of the beauty of the game as well.
Yeah, I mean, I had that experience where I was like, because it wasn't as clear, I was almost inventing my own lore there a little bit, where I was specking the regen from the druid, and then the Zealot's Oath right there. I'm like, oh, this actually, like, you're converting your natural kind of like life regen into energy shield. Like, this is kind of the druid's thing. Like,
yeah, I mean, that is a way for sure. Like, keystones certainly are pretty powerful, and we have a bunch of, I think there's an extra. I can't remember what it's doing. There's one that says "Do not translate" on it, so it's in progress. But yeah, we were playing around with trying to have some armor, energy shield, more hybrid.
You are going to play with the furry. I can see that. You're going to abandon your boats for a while.
What's it called? PoE 1's, is it Divine Shield? Is that the name of the keystone? I can't remember. Too many names. But it's based on that, but not exactly the same. Like a derivative.
It depends
of
on
that
what
we're trying to get going. But yeah, it's just because I was like, we need more keystones that I feel more druidy, and I know there's a rage one there that is embracing the animal ferocity, where it like, what does it do? It's like doubles your maximum rage, but makes you don't get inherent bonuses from rage. So it's like, if you really want to do the skills that are rage consumers, like rampage, and you just want to rampage for as much time as possible, you obviously go for that keystone. You lose the benefits of rage, but you get to rampage around.
Druida vai ser massa mesmo. Olha aí, Rodrigão. E aí, Rodrigão?
A few things like that we're trying to add that are thematic as well. And I think that's another one of the really cool parts about adding a class is 1/6 of our tree.
Still waiting for the story that 3 Celebrate version wants. What? E aí, beleza, mano?
Like, there's a giant link thing there. There's no links in the game, really. It's like, what are we doing with that? It's like, and so I was like, well, that looked like a vine. Just make that a plant thing. And, so now it's a plant thing that talks about overgrown plants. And but we filled in that whole bit of the tree, and guess what? Now witches and sorceresses have more energy shield stuff on that kind of direction around towards the druid, and warrior has more, and and I don't just mean energy shield, I mean everything, all the mechanics, right? All the int mechanics are kind of there, the strength mechanics, everything. So
it is nice we finally have a class in every different part of the tree, so like we don't have any this like weird open stuff anymore.
Yeah, that area of the tree was a little strange. I mean, it's such a massive tree already, and you're adding more to it, and then like I have to wonder, like, you added this Oracle class. Like, I saw the Shaman one, I was like, yes, this is exactly what I expected. But then I saw the Oracle, and you guys had like 130 extra passives.
So far.
Why do you do this to yourself? Like, that seems ridiculous.
It's fun.
Your job seems reluctant. Honestly, such a journey should be turned into a YouTube series. What?
I was like, I really went through. I mean, I know we showed 2 examples, but I was like, I really want to make sure there's like cool off-spec stuff here. I want to make sure that if you want to be able to get more of a certain thing, this is a way to do it. I mean, at the end of the day, it still costs passive points to allocate, right? So it's more about, maybe you want some stuff that normally you'd have to go to the deck section for and get, maybe some projectile related stuff, and now you can get it up there because it allows for some kind of weird off class. And it was all themed around, if you got to live your life again, what would you change? Like, what different paths would you take? And so it's this interesting, like...
It's an existential crisis as a node.
Initially,
Honestly, played 3 monks. I remember that.
Blurbs about them to
I know, yeah, I remember.
It's got all the passives not yet added to the game. I thought it was an interesting way of looking at it. Not that that's actually how it is, but I thought it was like a kind of... It's like lessons you learn, you get to now use in advance, kind of. I thought it was just a cool thematic thing that linked to the class. And it's easy, by the way, as designers to see that kind of thing and go, we have a million things to do. Like, is that really like that's too much time, too much work, right? And I'm just like,
sad, isn't it?
If we say that about everything, you get nothing cool.
Yeah.
And so it's that, and I mean, even the shamans, like runes revealing hidden powers, like we're setting ourselves up for a large amount of cumulative time over a while, right? Any rune we add, anything, like we have to add and consider the shaman stats, and that's another whole axis of things. We have to meta balance every league, and same with the Oracle passives, and every time we change the tree, and like when we eventually add the Templar, we're going to have to relocate all those nodes because that tree's going to get a giant. Now we've got 2.5 classes in one section, but it's worth it. It is actually worth it. You add so many builds, so many cool things, and if you don't want to deal with it, just pick another class. It's fine. You don't have to. Or pick other nodes on the same class, you don't have to take that node. So
I think this like very clearly communicates that you're also okay with this idea of there being just like hidden cool stuff to discover that you're not going to know ahead of time, because you can't like look at the class options on the character selection screen and know what the passives are going to be that are hidden behind the Oracle ascendancy, right? So it's like, yeah, that's cool, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's always going to be community tools, and they're going to come up with a way to make that, to the build guides and all that kind of stuff. So like,
I love the secret stuff. I actually got my secret Abyssal Lich.
Yeah, wild.
It was an actual final secret, and maybe there's more. Well, you want to do more of
that, don't you? I can tell. Look at him. He wants to do more.
Of course, I love it. I love people having cool secret things they can find, and it isn't just like 1000% pre-planned out of the gate. Like, I understand the need to plan, I understand the need to have confidence in a build, and you don't want to go in and only realize you've made the wrong decisions and stuff like that, for sure, but I definitely want to find that balance where you have that while you also get your cool secrets that you get to add to the game that are fun.
Yeah. I think there's like a couple more chat questions on Druid, but we'll try and move on to the other stuff soon, because I know people want to talk about the other thing. I could talk about Druid all day. I think the design's super interesting here. But some of the questions were that I think
it's 2 cats fighting here, and I was like solving the situation. Bem-vindo, Sadão Alô, tenho que buscar a criança na escola. Sucesso aí, maninho. Boa, mano. Busque sua filha lá na escola, sem problema.
I think because a lot of other games do it where you change
até o jogo, que acho que você vai jogar pouquinho, né?
This thing's not affecting you.
Well, I mean, effectively, so we're doing the changing.
And then it goes through what happened as you play the game. Solo play is forbidden. You never solo play in Celebrate. Here's some bit of real life. It's back to game. It's perfect. What?
Passives and stuff like that. If you want to have the spellcaster and melee thing. Now, a lot of the passive tree nodes, like in the druid section of the tree, all have like attack and spell damage and that kind of stuff. So like certainly definitely for most of the start of the class, you won't have to worry about it. But as you get deeper in, and if you want to do hybrid spell attack, you are going to have to, think about like, okay,
You want to be
what are my
content
attack
creator or
passives, what are my
not?
spell passives, and do that.
I was actually surprised at how simple and straightforward it was to do. So like the weapon specialization tree thing, you still do need to think about and understand how that works. But the basics of it, like using the actual skills, just happens automatically. Like I never have to actually go in and
No, you don't have to worry about that
thing.
part. Just because of the fact that because this has always been the rule, but it's really apparent here. Like it'll swap to the weapon set that can use the ability. So therefore, you don't have to actually tweak it. You just put it in and it kind of works.
So like if I tried to use my spell, it would shift to human automatically and use the staff. And so like that was all automated, and I didn't have to like program anything like that. Right. Like I have on some other builds, I guess, where it's a bit.
Yeah,
more
mostly that's just
unclear.
because you get into a situation with those where because it's usable on both. Now you have to start going in there and tweaking that stuff. But here, because it makes it much simpler when you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, so there's a decent onboarding there, given the potential complexity of that. All right, so we'll move on now to the Fate of the Vaal expansion, and there's definitely more of a like clear divide between the two things, and you even actually made two separate trailers this time around.
Well, it would have been super weird to have these like two completely clashing themes in the trailer. So yeah, in the end we were like, normally of course we'd make one trailer with everything, but we're kind of like, man, it's really hard to unify these two things in a kind of reasonable way. So yeah, in the end we decided to go with two trailers and just like show the content completely separately.
And they're not connected. Like they
not
don't
at all,
have to
right?
be, right?
Yeah,
they're not. Aside from both
What the fuck?
of them having a buttocks in it, they're not connected.
That was total accident, by the way. It was just like two totally unrelated.
Yes, sure. I was praising the equality of it. Like, yeah, I was great. There's buttocks for everyone here in this trailer. Excellent. Thank you.
That was nice.
So this expansion is, and we saw this
Buttocks
where you
for
tried to work
everyone
the
here.
previous league mechanics into like story quest stuff, which I was
Oh,
super keen
shit.
on. This expansion definitely feels much more deeply linked into the campaign and story, to the point where like Doriani's saying, go back in time and try and change these things that happened in the campaign. I was like, this feels like a major campaign story beat thing going on now.
There's a few things going on there. So like initially, this league, unlike I think what we've done too much of in the past, the storyline develops quite a lot more kind of like through the campaign with different events that happen and sort of link in a lot. And part of the reason originally for that is that one of the things we sort of don't like necessarily about what leagues do is like you've got this situation where you like walk out of town in like literally the first area, and it's like some eldritch entity is immediately recruiting your services. You know what I mean? Like it's actually very like unfortunate.
Put this rusty thing in your body.
Exactly right. So we kind of wanted to try and make sure that there's a little bit more like it doesn't feel like the world is on your shoulders like right from the get go. Like there's actually like a little bit a growth of epicness throughout the league. So like if we'd have had it so it's like you're time traveling into the past, like the moment you walk out the gate, it's like okay, it's just not quite right. So we decided what we'll do is we'll make so that there is the temple. We've got a kind of like almost a baby version of the mechanic where you've got a lesser number of rooms, like it's kind of a bit simpler, like to start out with. And then once you pass the sort of key point in the storyline, then it like really opens up. You go into the past, you've got a little more story stuff going on. It did add quite a lot more work to kind of have to make two versions of a bunch of things and that kind of stuff. But I think it is worth it because it means that it feels like the league has a lot more going on, it just doesn't kind of you don't break immediately the feeling of the world, which has been a problem in the past.
I have very strong opinions on this one. It's like dark horror, gothic, secondary. 3 dimensions deep of I'm in the past or in some sort of demon realm now. I don't know what's going on here.
And it's fine as you go, but this is actually one of the challenges I think we're going to have just designing leagues generally is that they're going to require a bit more work to make them feel right. I mean, even just something as simple as like the Vaal sacrifice circles that you get throughout the world. Normally what we would have done is like make one thing and call it a day. Here what we've done is we've got like 10 or more. It's a ton of variations of those where for like each act we're like, in like for each area we're thinking like, okay, which like we need more of these so that we can use them so they feel natural in the place where they are, like do a bit of material reskin, stuff like that. Like that's kind of the stuff that we now need to do to sort of make it feel like you're not breaking
like
the world stuff.
the Perry 1 style, betrayal basement. You just okay, so there's just a basement everywhere, like in the mud flats. Like, okay, that just doesn't fly anymore at all. So like we want to make sure that these things are way more believable.
Right.
Like you are actually convinced. Like this makes sense. I'm not just in a basement in the mudflat in a swamp. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Val is a very distinct thing, and it's very like tied to Act 3 as well. So
Yeah.
I was a bit worried about like the tone of Act 1 with the Val stuff, but then like it fits in reasonably well. Like you've definitely taken good care to make sure that it doesn't.
Well, I mean, it's a matter of making it feel like there's some ancient ruin. Then later someone came along and like some Ezomites went in there and they built some stones around it because they're like, well, what is this thing? And like we just thought a little bit about like how would the culture here have reacted to the fact that there was this ancient ruin from long ago in this location and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And you mentioned to me that this is the bar for what you want to be doing. This is the quality level for what you want to be doing.
Yeah. So I'd say that like it does sort of. I would say here, like the level of polish and the stuff that we're doing, like the amount of content that a league needs to actually be good. Like, obviously, when we did 020, the league was a little bit like, it was just the Asmerian spirits, and like, I mean, it was a league, but it wasn't really. Didn't have like the depth of content and stuff that you needed. And then with 030, I think we did a lot better. Like it came a lot better, but I still don't think we quite got there in terms of
that was like
the
PoE 1 level kind of.
Yeah. And then this one here, I think like, you get up to the level of quality that we really want to be delivering in PoE 2, like, post-release and everything, and like the kind of the amount of content you need for a league. Like it needs to be quite sizable and good. And it did take a lot of effort, but I think it's worth it because you sort of shows you what we can do when we...
Yeah, I was going to say that's like a high bar that you've effectively kind of like locked in committing to for expansions there.
Well, hopefully I don't come to regret it, but it's not. And honestly, the scope did explode a little bit because when we... I think that one of the things... So when I initially designed the league, I was kind of like, okay, we're going to have like some limited number of rooms. We kind of spec'd it out, and like and each one will have a few levels, and it kind of didn't seem like it was that large. But really, in the context of PoE 2, it's like, well, if you're going to spend effort to upgrade a room, it needs to feel meaningfully different and have meaningfully better rewards and all that stuff. And it pretty soon expands into like a really huge list of like different combat encounter mechanics and different like crafting mechanics and different rewards and everything. Like, there are so many new rewards and things in just in the temple. It's crazy. There's a lot there. Like, certainly the number of expanded crafting options and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. I mean, we could take some inspiration from what PoE 1 did with Incursion, in terms of double corrupts and stuff, but we had to make it work in a PoE 2 context. There's just a lot there.
Yeah, I've followed your progress with designing this one from the very beginning.
Yeah, the funny thing is about that is that it actually came from a game that you recommended that I play.
I wasn't going to even say it.
So you recommended that I play this game called Loop Hero, and I really enjoyed it. Yes, then everyone's going to think that the game we're inspired by is Blueprints, but it actually wasn't. It was Loop Hero.
It was so good because I told you about that game, and then it was like a week later or something, you sent me a message like, "Hey, I've made this little program."
Yeah. So I prototyped up like a thing that for what would become the UI for Incursion. We actually ended up. It's funny because this is like the first league I've actually personally done code on in like quite a long time.
You really got into it.
Yeah. Because it was just a real.
Never heard
fun,
of this
just, like,
game before.
Thing to let go and just like
Loop Hero.
Design. One of the great things about doing that is that I got to make so many design changes just in the course of of writing it, like which I don't think necessarily would have gone exactly the same way if I was getting other people to do it. So yeah, that was really fun. And just make and then effectively the back of it is like the code that I wrote, but obviously the UI of it is like a whole thing that a bunch of other people worked on and made look really awesome. But that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, what is it like about this one that grabbed you so much? Because you got so involved and so personally, like working on it at home.
Yeah, I just really enjoy this kind of like little game within a game, like little metagame things. And just that dungeon design thing is just a really fun thing for me.
Tile placing.
Yeah, it's always it's really fun.
Love a good tile place.
And I just like coming up with all the little ways that they can interact and that kind of thing, and try to make one each feel a bit different and that kind of stuff. It's just a good time.
Yeah, and it's got this like iterative design where you're building a temple, you run it like it's a really small one at first, and then it crumbles a bit, but you're still kind of building on what you're doing each time. Yeah. It's like a weird kind of like roguelike-y thing without being a roguelike itself.
Yeah,
exactly. So with that design then, I'm curious, like does it like fully reset at some point? Like for example, when you kill Atziri or
It never fully resets, but when you kill Atziri or defeat an architect, quite a lot of the temple gets destroyed. So there's this kind of destabilization thing. It goes back to not the start, but kind of I think it removes like 2/3 of the rooms. There's some number like that it gets rid of at that point, and then you kind of have to build up again. That's just that effectively means that like when you do those options, you're getting like new reward rooms and things to play. So it's giving you new goals, and then you have to work towards those goals again. And then ideally, those reward rooms can be rewarding enough that the benefit of going back to smaller is I'd say the negative of going back to smaller is completely outweighed by the benefits you're getting from the extra rooms that you're able to place.
So you can juice it a fair bit too.
You can,
because
yeah.
There's a lot of like modifiers that are getting added on by each room, and you can place quite a lot of them.
Yeah,
on that
you can,
grid. Do you foresee people building out like a huge temple and then kind of not having it decay as much as possible?
Yeah,
like
yeah. I mean,
running out Zeri?
it's absolutely intended that you'll do that. I mean, once you've defeated Zeri enough times, you've got the uniques from there, and you've done like other things like that. Then you absolutely will like probably want like for ultra end game play when you really want like the most challenging stuff, and you're just like looking to get like as many double corrupts as you can and stuff like that. You're probably going to want to keep the temple large and specifically not do the stuff that would cause it to destabilize. Because if you don't kill the architect and you don't kill it Zeri, then it will it'll only pull you back. I can't remember the exact number of rooms, but there's some number of rooms that go away when it's quite full, and then you can just juice it really high and have really challenging in-game scaling tier of stuff. Because one of the things we were sort of concerned about is that there is some in-game content that just doesn't really scale as hard as it needs to scale in order to make it properly in-game viable.
Yeah,
we wanted to make sure that this was not the case here, that it actually does scale enough into the in-game.
Okay, so like designed to be pretty farmable and to be pretty late game relevant.
Of course, yeah.
It gets pretty hectic with all those mods.
Yeah.
With how many rooms are on there and like.
Yeah. But also just other things that you want to do, like so for example at the start of the game, you can only you can't like store up temple runs, as it were. As you get into the game, then now we start to have it so that you can store up more runs, so that you can like map for a while, then like do a bunch of incursions.
I think we have it that eventually you can do 60 maps and then temples, and then 60 maps, then temples.
If you want. So
or you can do 6, then a temple, then 6, then a temple.
So you can effectively store 10
anywhere
runs,
in between.
10 runs
Nice.
if you want.
I feel like with these things, like now I keep seeing like, you guys have thought of it. The problem.
Well, the thing is that we've got so much experience and stuff. I mean, like so for example, the whole like taking the currency away from the temple instead of having to craft inside the temple thing.
Yes.
Like that's just a hard learned lesson from PoE 1 where you just need to.
You say we thought of it, and I have, because I'm just going to bring it up. But like, and a thing about, and this is something that I'm on the fence about a little bit. Personally, but the thing with the killing architect and Zeri destroying a bunch of the temple, creating that clash of either farm temple or farm boss, can be quite a divisive thing for people.
Right.
You're looking at Betrayal Katarina, right? And the exact same thing.
Yeah. Where
it's like we've now on PoE 1 we separated those two things so they're not, because it always felt bad doing one or the other. Or I could feel bad doing one or the other, depending on how the balance went. And so you might get a similar thing here. Now, of course, the amount of the temple that can get destroyed is variable, and there's a bunch of stuff we can obviously tweak. But yeah, like getting that right and feeling right will be important. It's honestly hard to say if it is right now. But it's a thing, we say we've thought about it, but it can be very easy to see that and be like, hey, they're doing the same mistake they've made last time. Which, you're not wrong. Except depending on honestly having the lever this time in place of how much gets destroyed instead of entire board reset kind of thing. We get to control that a lot better and iterate on that if we need to. So
yeah, that's true. You've already
we've thought about it, but it can. I could see, because I was just thinking about it, going, I reckon people are going to get mad at this. And I was just looking at it, going like, the idea that it's like, hold on, I can't farm the bosses. I either have to pick bosses or pick temple. It can be quite bad.
Well, so yeah, that's clear then that you've kind of already got your hand hovering over the lever waiting to like adjust it as needed.
Yeah, and it's honestly kind of hard to know with, I mean, even if it's
the thing with this sort of stuff specifically is you're talking about that's the type of gameplay that is hard to test internally.
Yeah,
because how can you do just like you can't really test like what is weeks of grinding gonna feel like, it's yeah.
So I expect us to maybe we hit the sweet spot. Who knows? Hopefully, but I could imagine that this is a thing that gets adjusted for sure.
Yeah, so you've made the like the ability to sell like the corruptions, the double corruptions as an itemizable thing you can just take away and sell. Is there any reason to like itemize the temple like we did in PoE 1?
Nah, so that was really more of a band-aid solution in PoE 1 because we didn't have an easy way to change that. Like I'd prefer that the temple is your temple and that you don't sell them, but just that all the rewards are the things that you can trade. Like trading the rewards was the reason why we did our temple itemization in the first place. Just if this time we're just making sure to design the stuff in a way that can be take back that you can take with you.
No need for the band-aid in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
There's some really basic crafts that, like, your classic exalted orbs and stuff like that. Mostly, honestly, in the campaign.
Yeah.
And this is so when you're doing the temple, you're getting not just the opportunity, like, because obviously some of that double corrupt stuff, you're not going to do that at like level 8, I mean, Val orbs aren't even in the game at that point. Yeah. So you have this thing where it's like, well, you don't get a lot of the crafting. Now, there are still rewards. There is, of course, all of that, but there's also just basic crafts like exalts and regals and stuff you can just throw on your gear. Now, you can't take those, and that is an intentional decision so that you feel like you're actually wanting to use it on your gear in the campaign and as you're progressing. And you're not, because if you can take it, most of the time you're just going to hoard it for endgame.
Right. So it's those things to make the early game have more crafting stuff that you want to just use right there.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like, what stops you from just like keeping your results until end game?
Yeah.
You want to use those patches then.
You'll see those and go, I want to take that home, but just use it.
Yeah.
You know?
It was a substantial buff to campaign crafting from my experience of messing with it so far. It's like you basically go in and there's like 6 crafting rooms and you're like just going on a little crafting spree of like upgrading your gear. Like,
yeah, I mean the temple. We it's funny because there's always the question whenever we make a league of like, well, what if people always say, oh, there's no reason to do this during the campaign, and it's like we really have to incentivize that to make it so that no, there's actually worth doing. Like you're going to get a substantial power boost if you decide to engage with the league.
Yeah, you could. It seems like you can kind of like hold off as well. Like you can be like, oh, my gear's kind of okay now. I'm going to do that a little bit later.
You always want it to be both feeling rewarding and give you obviously an advantage, and also not feel so mandatory that you're like, ugh, what?
Yeah, it felt like kind of a bit optional in the sense that like, oh, I really need some gear upgrades now. Let's go into the temple and spice up all my gear.
Perfect.
Yeah, nice. Perfect.
That's what we want.
Yeah, cool. And it is interesting that you've got this like raiding the broken down version of the temple in the beginning, and then it basically changes into this whole other thing halfway through the campaign. That's story beat there.
The other thing about the campaign thing is the same thing we learnt from Abyss, where we did the area specific rewards throughout the campaign. We have also dropping here from the in-world encounters.
Yeah.
So even if you're not doing the temples, doing the in-world encounters can give you that extra drop per area.
It seems like on the back end, maybe you've kind of taken what Abyss was doing and almost shifted it over.
Yeah. There's some modifications, but it's the same kind of thing.
Well, we've effectively got our, allocated amount of rewards and crafting and stuff for what a league is allowed to do and should do. And we're just trying to make sure that, it fulfills that, it fills that budget, so to speak, of...
Yeah, like you're getting a lesser jewels or bin Keth or something like that, kind of similar to before, which is good. But yeah, I was definitely, that was a huge thing with Abyss. I thought that was like a really good improvement to campaign, so it's good to see continuing with that then. It felt pretty successful as a design decision. Nice. I'm really glad Double Corruption is back. I feel like that's a great thing from PoE1 to be returning.
One thing we've changed here is that because Double Corrupt existed in PoE1, you never Valorb gear. Well, I don't say never. Obviously, there are still cases, but generally speaking, why single corrupt it when you could double corrupt it? So we've made sure here that the double corrupt has to occur on top of a corrupted item.
That's cool.
Right.
So yeah, you have to Valorb land it, and then you have to land the double corrupt on top of that.
Oh man, it almost feels like you're in some cases risking something even more because like you've got that really high-end unique with like a really good corruption already, and now you're risking that. You're not just risking a blank item on a double corruption. So like it's a heftier risk now in some cases.
Yeah, I like it.
That's the Val spirit right there.
Like, oh man, this thing's already worth many, many divines at this point. I was like, oh no.
Some good streamer moments. So.
So you actually have to though, like it has to be crafted.
Yep, so you craft it first and then you can apply the double craft.
Okay, cool. It keeps the usefulness of the Valorbs there as well to kind of.
Yeah, I didn't want the Valorbs to just. I mean, you'd still use them on lightweight stones or whatever, but I didn't want them to just be like never used on gear anymore because you'd rather just double corrupt it. And so it was a suggestion a developer made a while back, and I was like, that's immediately a win, and I almost want to change that in PoE1 as well, but then I just forgot about it, to be honest. So, I'm not sure if I do want to do that just before everyone maybe goes like, what the hell? No. But,
consider it.
I like the idea, and I think it is an overall improvement,
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea. And then you've got this whole other system now, which you had a little bit of it in PoE1 recently where you can corrupt uniques and it replaces a random modifier on them.
Yes.
So this is limited to specifically Adziri. No, what
not Adziri, Val uniques. Yeah, so I really wanted to make it so you could just replace arbitrary mods on any unique. But the problem is, it was just a can of worms that was just not even possible to contain. Basically what we were like, okay, is there still a way to do this that's like not going to be quite so crazy? And then we were like, okay, if we can pick a subset of uniques and we ended up going with Val uniques, for obviously thematic reasons, then we can sort of make sure that, like, while it's still crazy, like there's still sort of insane interactions, we can kind of at least have somewhat of an understanding of what happens. But it does truly work where, like, it picks a random mod that's on the item and then replaces it with another random mod. So you can create some.
You can use it on non-Val. It works differently.
Huh?
I don't know. This is news to me. I didn't actually know that. What is that?
Excuse me?
I think it's similar to Ancient Orb in PoE 1. So it, like, re-rolls. The idea here is, like, it's meant to work on these Val items because they've been, like, infused with royal bloodline blood. Okay. And so it's like the way it works on Val uniques is different to just random uniques, where it's like, hold on, it works a bit more chaotically here and, just changes the item entirely to something else on non-Val. So, and I only say that because obviously it's pretty bad to be like, I have to have a Val unique in order to use this. Now, no, you can take the currency home, so that's never the end of the world. But I want it to be like, just go grab some random unique and re-roll it. Using it on the Val uniques is, like, quite cool. Right now, I'm trying to make sure, a process that we've been doing is that we're not just replacing it with kind of just some random basic stuff. Like, that will happen. That is a part of the pull, but we're trying to go through, because we have a more limited set of uniques we have to actually do the mod replacement on. I want to make sure we're actually thinking about, for example, the Xerxes body armor that has, like, Soul Leader. And it's like a level 39 base type.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, this is a tool we could use to make that more in-game viable. And so you can do things like heavily increase the defenses, because obviously level 39 versus a level 75 base type or whatever is going to have very different defenses. But then you can also be like, what about if I was like, what other weaknesses does this item have? Well, you can't generate Soul Leader stacks on a boss. Maybe this can turn that on, and so all of a sudden you can replace, I don't know, the life regeneration rate with a Soul Leader now generates once per second while a boss is in your presence or something like that, Now, these are kind of examples, but that was a specific one that I really wanted to do. So, but then I was like, I don't know, what if you did plus 25 Soul Leader stacks and stuff? But it's like very specific outcomes, very specific to that unique.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do a bit of that to use it as an opportunity to be able to save low-level uniques, if you know what I mean, to make them more in-game viable. And I thought that was a cool way. And obviously that's restricted to the Val pool for now, but, like, if it works and works successfully, there's no reason that, like, some other mechanic can't do it for Ezomite uniques and other,
now,
So, we'll see how it goes, but I'm hoping now, obviously, because I don't know how far through we'll get with all of these specific, because it's like a lot of stuff. Once you start doing specific things for specific uniques,
there's so many
it's
things.
A lot of stuff to implement. So I don't know how far, but I was like, let's start with the mythic uniques, the rarest, most powerful ones, and we'll work backwards, getting to the more common, ones at the end.
I mean, you've also got the general, like, buffing of a bunch of other uniques as well, right? I mean, there's a lot of that.
Yes, true. And I mean, that was part of that when I was like, okay, how can we buff this? How can we buff this? How can we buff this? And then I was like, well, a lot of them are like, this is too low level. And I was like, well, we have this system in the league. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes, hopefully, and it's the kind of thing where even if we don't, obviously these leagues end up often going core in some various means, so if we don't hit the mark entirely with all the uniques, I'd like to eventually get there where we'd have a good, cool, really thought out set for literally every Val unique. So hopefully that's fun, and then you do the cool things where you just get these really, really... I assume you're going to get some that have these... You would replace the exact two bad sides with the exact two... because you can replace more than one sometimes.
Oh.
And you get the you get the exact, like, holy, this unique just went from being worth, something 1 divine to 300 divine, kind of territory. So hopefully that happens. If it doesn't happen, I'll be a bit sad, but we'll try. You can never know with these things for sure.
And this includes the new, like, Adzira uniques that she's dropping then, obviously, since she's kind of the queen of the Val.
Yep, Adzira uniques, Trial Master uniques, a bunch of stuff, so...
a fair few there then. Is that something that you anticipate expanding upon in the future then? Like,
I mean, we'll be always adding more Val uniques.
Right.
So, yes.
But in terms of for other cultures, that would probably come in a different form, in a different league mechanic or some other place like that.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
In terms of the overall idea of, upgrading low-level uniques.
Yeah. Did you ever, like, discuss the idea of Val's skill gems? It feels like weird to, like, add that when you're still adding regular
Yeah,
gems.
it doesn't quite. So I mean, fundamentally, what a Vast Skull Gem is in PoE 1 is like a kind of ultimate type style ability in some sense.
You there,
so it's like
Santam?
we're kind of doing that in our normal gems at this point, so it didn't really quite make sense.
Are you in RuneScape?
It's like the glory on the
Yeah,
skills.
glory
is kind of
like,
also-
yeah.
I'm
that's
here.
what I figured. It's kind of like
I think I'm gonna go. I'm going to go to sleep, man, because like the delivery arrived. At least one delivery arrived. Like a little weight comes off my shoulder, and yeah, my sleep times are still kind of fucked, but it works. And
kind of thing.
I don't know how long this game is going to last. It's being fun. I don't want it to end outright, so I guess a third day of stream wouldn't be bad. So yeah, man, I'll be seeing you either later today or tomorrow, one of the two. Because I know that you are going to sleep like a baby soon, I guess, because you're like a worky man now, right? Worky. Worky man, worky pirate. So yeah, I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. You fix the volume of this here. I have to finish watching this, man, another time. And yeah, like... To everybody else that is here, the most important part is done. It's the reveal. This is frequent the Q&A, and this is more, what do you say, specific to people that's really play the high end PoE. And obviously, I'm going to listen to all this shit again, paying attention that time. So yeah, if you're here in the VOD live, thank you for being here. And we on purpose decided to stream on the darkness today because I'm really tired. You saw that I yawned for the whole thing because my sleep times are still fucked. So yeah, I'm going to go to sleep now, and probably I can today. Probably I can. So drink water, smile, be awesome, man. I'll be back here tomorrow or later today, one of the two. Bye. Google says it takes 5.5 hours to beat. Oh, okay. It was like 2 today and 3 yesterday, so I'm almost there. But it's fun. The best part of the game is actually the landscape. It's the city, the New York City is pretty good. So yeah, man, bye. I'll be back later or tomorrow.